for sure, brought to you by the Blinko Network. Welcome. Welcome, 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 welcome. If you are a first timer, welcome. You are also now part of the Vooka Nation. But of course, this really promises to be your favorite rendezvous right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blinko Network. And of course, if you're part or you've been part of us for quite some time now, you know what it is. You're hanging out with me, the one and only MOOCEE Mist. My name is Musi Mist, and I am so happy and I'm so excited to be in your presence and in your company on this lovely Thursday morning, but extremely cold. I was freezing my hands and my feet and everything else. I absolutely hate the weather when it's cold and when it's not warm. But we keep on striving forward and we keep on moving forward. You know that you and I can share our thoughts and our opinions and everything else in between using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. So that's Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook and all other social media platforms. Comment, like, subscribe, and do the things that are necessary to be done so that both you and I, and of course the rest of the team, can have a great energy exchange, man, and that we can share knowledge and information and of course a whole lot of education. But of course, you know that the interaction is not in there. It can also continue using the number 060-493-3226. That's 060-493-3226. That's our WhatsApp line where you can send your voice notes. You can call us. You can video call us, guys. We want to see your faces. We want to hear those voices. We can't wait to hear from you. But you know that I'm never alone. And I'll never be alone. I'm always hanging out with the best of the best. The one and only LRXD 47. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And of course, always spending time and hanging out with the one and only TC Mazibu Gashavalal.
Yes.
I've got it right eventually. Hey, come on, man. Come on, man. I've got it right. I was working on it because you know that I'm very wary when it comes to people's names, right?
Yes.
And I'm always cognizant and try to pronounce people's names correctly. Talk to me, guys. How's it going?
Oh, it's a nice morning, man. It's a nice morning.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And this is your boy LXRD_47. Stephen, hey, nothing is ever even this morning. Yes, sir.
Hey,
It's quite
Steven,
cold,
nothing
eh?
is ever even. I like that. Yeah, man. TC, talk to me. How's it going?
It's a wonderful morning. I'm feeling fired up, warmed up. The weather is cold, but you know what? Vooka breakfast shows are always fiery because we get that energetic start to your day.
Yeah, man.
And I am feeling amazing, Musi. I mean, you know what? As much as you're saying it's cold, Maramina, I'm feeling warm. And it's a quarter to the weekend.
Absolutely.
What do you mean? It's a quarter to the weekend. And you know what? There is so much loading. I mean, it's Africa Month for one.
Oh, yes.
We are celebrating the continent, our beautiful, beautiful continent. I mean, continent. Whoa.
Yeah. Continent.
A beautiful continent. And on top of that, Saturday is Africa Day, Musi.
Yes,
I mean, exciting things are happening here at the Vooka Breakfast Show.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you, I am quite excited about going to the Maurice Isaacson Center for Music. You know that if you have been spending some time with us, just before we went to the Rand show, almost a month ago now, a little over a month ago, we had Ulungile Zapi in studio with us, and she was telling us about all the things that they do out there at the Maurice Isaacson Center for Music. And I mean, I've performed there twice now, and I've went there for a couple of events that they've had, and it's a proper space. So I'm looking forward to that. And we're going to be bringing you all the action that's going to be taking place. White City Jabavu, CWJ. This is right next to Makheta. Native Rebels. Yes, Native Rebels, man.
Beautiful space. That
absolutely,
one as well.
absolutely.
Soweto is beautiful, guys. Like we always do here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. Picture of the day, places we suggest and give you places that you can visit. And like we're saying, it's a quarter to the weekend. So where are you going to be? Let us know. Don't forget to comment and give us, you know, that exciting place where you will be. Tell us where you will be going and spending Africa Day. If you're going to be joining us at Maurice Isaacson, or if if you might be, somebody who wants to do something else, Etanko Val, because they also have an
initiative.
Africa Day Summit happening right there. So if you are in the Val area or would love to explore the Val, don't forget to head out there because it's a 6-day summit, jam-packed, to show off what the Val has for you and using golf to do so. I mean, what an amazing sport, a very elegant sport, something that I think we could use here in Soweto, to connect the businesses and show off how innovative and diverse we as a township can also be.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you, I'm looking forward to the. I think maybe I'm a bit biased to this one because I'm a musician myself, right? Okay. And so I'm looking forward to what the Morris Isaacson Center for Music event has in store for us.
Yes.
And we're going to be bringing you all the action, interactive, and getting in touch with the people who will be out there, finding out from them what they think of the event and what they would be most looking forward to. So, guys, talk to me. Yesterday when I got home, when we left the studio, as part of, as one of the headlines in our news update this morning.
Yes.
Since I think February, we've been having unrest between South Africa and the US.
And the US.
Yeah.
Did you watch?
I watched the bit because I caught the 7 p.m. news.
Yes.
On SABC 1, I think. I was spending time with my grandmother and we were watching the news, and it was Cyril Ramaphosa sitting next to President Trump.
Yes.
And then there were other dignitaries, of course, that Ramaphosa went with that side. And I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel. I feel like there's and I could be wrong, but there's a bit of hypocrisy on Ramaphosa's end.
Okay.
Or maybe
Explain.
not. Maybe not a hypocrisy. Maybe I'm stretching it. I'm taking it a bit too far. But in the sense that, Chief, like 2-3 months ago, you were telling South Africans that, hey, Trump should go away.
That we will be okay
without
him.
You get what I'm trying to say? And all of those things. I mean, this was after the bill that he signed.
Yes.
Right? Yes. Cutting off supplies and the aid with regards to the HIV and AIDS aid that US has been providing to South Africa for the longest of times. And I don't know, man. I feel like Trump is causing a whole lot of unrest in the world in general, man. I mean, tariffs have been going up
and down
all over the world.
Stock markets
all over the world.
Down, stock markets are going crazy.
We as a republic, we as a republic ourselves were almost at a 15.5?
Yes. But I mean, now
tax hike.
Speaking of the tax hike, one of the issues discussed in his visit to the US is like the unrest and the fact that the GNU cannot come to a decision on what to do with the budget. I mean, now one of the news headlines we just touched on is we are looking at budget 3.0. Their third attempt.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. What's going on in
the
SA,
fiscal framework for 2025. I'm just like, hey, man.
it's a lot, man.
So
it's a lot.
We're freewheeling it right now as a country.
Yeah.
We're winging it. Exactly.
Yeah.
We're winging it. It says here, President Cyril Ramaphosa has arrived in Washington, D.C. for a high-level working visit aimed at resetting and revitalizing bilateral relations between South Africa and the United States. High spirits as he touching down in the U.S. Capitol this afternoon, which was about 2 days ago. Yeah. The president was in high spirits as he greeted members of the media with a warm smile and a wave before proceeding into his hotel. The visit is set against the backdrop of a rapidly changing global landscape and comes at a time when both countries are exploring opportunities to redefine their agreement. So there's quite a lot that's happening. It says here, on Wednesday, President Ramaphosa is expected to meet with US President Donald Trump at the White House in what is seen as a pivotal moment for strengthening cooperation in trade, investment and global diplomacy. Speaking to media upon arrival, President spokesperson Vincent Magwenya emphasized the importance of the visit, describing it as a significant step in refining or reframing bilateral economic and trade relations. The president is prepared for the moment. He's looking forward to it. He's highly enthused, and we're looking forward to a very successful meeting aimed at resetting the relations between South Africa and the United States, Magwenya said. So I don't know, man. I don't know. The hope here and is that the relations are reset, as they're saying, and that it is successful, and we come out on top in terms of reframing and the relations between the two countries doing well and going back to normal world. Because what Thabo Mbeki said in an interview a couple of months ago when the whole thing started with regards to the US and South Africa, he said that it's unfortunate that these things are happening because there has been a time where, and this is during Thabo Mbeki's presidency, there has been a time, that where there are two countries that are on opposite ends in terms of the relations and the politics of governing and running the different countries, right? But there was a time where nations were able to come together, sit down, and have conducive and constructive discussions and try to find common ground. We might not necessarily be on the same page, but we can at least try to read the same book. You might be on page 130, I can be on page 13.
True.
Yeah.
But at least we're reading the same page.
book.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? Or the same book, rather. Yes, you're right, Stephen. So I'm really hoping and crossing my fingers that his visit is not one that will be not fruitful. He'll come back and have something for us as a republic.
I mean, this is kind of like, going, like having a bully, right? And then you're like, no, let's fight against the bully. And then the same person that's saying, let's fight against the bully is the same person that's going to the bully to,
try to resolve.
So, I mean, I don't really know how to feel about that as a South African citizen. Like, it's given shaky ground.
Yeah, man,
like,
completely.
In a way, you as a South African, you're thinking,
Exactly.
You said you are able, to sustain. South Africa is able to sustain its own, political relations, economy, and we are able
trade
to
and all of
stand,
those things.
and trade, and that you will respect, his decisions to run his country the way he wants to. But when coming to relation to you, like whether he's with you or not, you're able to sustain yourself as a country. So now, what is this way now? Is this perhaps around the situation of, like what is the motive of driving the narrative of, the said genocide now in South Africa?
Yes.
Why are you pushing this narrative? Is this now maybe to resolve that aspect? I mean, I know, yes, obviously there's a broader agenda here where, they're also looking at everything like that that affects the economic relations between the two nations.
Yeah.
But what is the result that we are hoping for? Is what I want to know.
Absolutely. Same here, TC. Yes.
I mean, it almost feels like the other countries are almost against South Africa. You know what I mean? Did you see what Elon said on X?
As well as it's disturbing because like one of the things that are going to be discussed is like, okay, you are going to report to Trump how the disputes that you have in the GNU. What does he have to do with the GNU?
What does
what does he have to do with South African politics and how you decide to run your country? And also, for him to now play referee within your government,
your government, yes.
It's like what like is he like an official higher power that you must report to?
It seems like it. It seems like it.
I'm not understanding where as Africa, we should be focused on, building a relation between each other as a continent.
I mean,
absolutely.
Because Europe does it as well in their own way, as much as, yes, there are wars and,
disagreements.
Yeah. But it's a sense of, the same way, it seems like, South Africa was being said to stay out of European or, Western politics. It's the same. It's like, okay, then you also stay out of African politics.
I mean, look at what the US did, man. The US took 39 or 49 Boer people to the States.
White South Africans.
Yeah, white South Africans. I mean, he's saying they don't need no visas. They can come there. And then as soon as they land there, what happens?
He was disappointed.
Exactly.
Because the thought was, you guys are proper white South African farmers and you guys are going to do great stuff. And reports were coming that those Afrikaner South Africans who went that side were like, hey, Chief, I don't mind being a car guard.
Yeah.
I don't mind working at... Because I think because of a lack of being informed, right? The thought here was that, Chief, we're going to get that side and Ritoba warm.
Yeah.
There's a I think on X or on TikTok, a guy who came on, or a lady, I can't remember proper. But I was scrolling through platforms or through social media. And this person was like, Chief, if you thought that because you're white, you're gonna do amazing and well here.
It's not going to work.
It's not going to work. If you are well off in South Africa, here you're going to be literally at the bottom of the food chain.
Yeah, bottom of the barrel.
And it was unfortunate, man. They were so disappointed themselves when they got there. And now there's no coming back.
How can you come back?
Because now, Pella, like I explained the last time when we spoke about this, to say you're a refugee, Pella, everybody that is here in South Africa on refugee status is because there's war in their country.
Seeking
there's
asylum.
There's literally something happening that endangers their lives and their livelihood, and they cannot it goes against human rights.
Yes.
So they're coming here as refugees. So I'm like, okay, you guys are there and you're saying that this is a human right violation and there's a structured genocide that is happening towards you. Okay, I understand, but you know that there are also black farmers that are dying, right?
Yeah, man.
So what about them? Because not all these farms are owned by white people.
Yes.
So what about the black farmers who are dying?
Yes.
Also regarding the white genocide thing, on X, that was a false information made by AI.
Yes.
AI that Elon made. So we can't really say we trust what Elon's gonna say now. Cause I mean, okay, yeah, bro. You bought Twitter, renamed it X. You made SpaceX, all of these wonderful stuff, But now, for the mere fact that you're allowing your platform to be used for false information, false narratives to be pushed through, we can't trust anymore. We can't trust anymore what's going to happen now.
But it seems like everything always works towards your business interest or your interest. And always empowering your agendas to say, okay, no, you're trying to drive the media and people to a certain view and perspective. And that is manipulation. That's mass media manipulation. And now, it makes you think, okay, so what is the aim here? What are you trying to do? Are you looking for the progress of the greater collective, or are you looking to structure the population or the world events in a certain way that will benefit you and your business and the way that you're trying to enrich yourself and progress?
That's how it seems. I mean, Elon Musk is said to attend meetings between President Trump and Ramaphosa. What is Elon doing in that meeting? Why is he in the meeting to start off with? You get what I'm saying? So it seems like he's getting people in their pockets, he's getting people in his pockets so he can use in future, So, man, it's shaky.
The thing is,
go for quickly. It. So imagine if, let's say, Trump wasn't white and he was black, right?
Yeah.
And Elon was black, right? And Cyril was white, right?
Okay.
and everything happening was vice versa, wouldn't it seem like now, the black population is trying to bully a certain member, a certain group of people into acting and being a certain way?
It was gonna seem like that because every time.
That's why I say, like, if the roles were reversed, now would it not, like, where now it's like, okay, guys, hi, you guys, now Elon is black and he's a black businessman, and let's say he's a Vusi Tembekwayo or whatever, and he's there, speaking on political issues.
It was gonna be an
and
uproar.
He's a businessman.
Yeah.
Then it just makes it look like this is all about money and who has the money. So the person who has the money has the control.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to find what the name of the fund is called. So in I don't know if it happens. I should actually look up if it happens in Africa and in South Africa as well. But when you are a candidate for the presidency, yes, you're running for the presidency in the US, you go out and you look for sponsors to fund your campaign.
Yes,
because you have to move countrywide.
Yes,
with doing what do you call these things? Rallies,
yes,
activations, and all of those kinds of things.
Kissing babies on the forehead.
I mean, that's part of the thing, man. That's what they do. So, as you're doing that, you have to have sponsors. You have to have money.
Yes.
And you have to have people who are sponsoring you. So I forget what that thing is called. I remember the first time I came across it was when I was watching The Fixer.
Yes.
Kerry Washington.
Yes.
But that side it was originally called a Scandal.
Yes.
So it was called The Fixer this side because we had a scandal on
yes.
TV. But anyway,
okay.
that show is based around the White House and the presidency and stuff like that. President Fitzgerald. They mention what that fund is called.
Yes.
When people are sponsoring you.
Okay.
Big, huge businessmen who deal in oil, in trade and all of these big industries in the world, right? So it's called something. I forget. I'm trying to find the name here. I'll find it and I'll mention it a bit later on. So what happened is, and I could be wrong, but from what I read up, is that Elon Musk is the one who funded Trump's campaign this time around.
He's been funding.
Right?
He's been funding.
So if I'm sponsoring you, TC, for whatever you want to do, let's say for Prime Cut, you this thing go Mwari and you want to go big.
Yeah.
Right? And then I'm like, hey, TC, give you 10,000, man.
Yeah.
Do whatever you need to do. Obviously, it's not the me giving you that money or funding you or sponsoring you could arguably be aimed at me trying to push a certain narrative.
Agenda
I
behind
have
or
a
having
certain-
an
a certain
influence.
advantage and
Absolutely,
influence. Yeah.
absolutely. So this is what we're seeing now, where Elon Musk has gotten to a point in the world where he's such an influential individual. Because of money, nje. So
Yes.
a lot of people bamutaba because of, firstly, he's a smart guy. That we can't
We can't
deny.
take away
He's
from
an
him.
intelligent man. He's very, very well read up. He's smart, right? But secondly, because of the amount of money that he has in his pocket. And when you have money, Chief, unfortunately in society, you have
Money
a lot of
means
sway.
power. Money
You
means
have a lot of
power.
sway. And
Yeah.
so I could be wrong, but I feel like a whole lot of the things that Trump is doing and saying are not necessarily himself. So like I mentioned, and Afriberry would attest to this a couple of months ago when the bill was signed by President Trump, I said that this is aimed at white supremacy.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what I
It
asked.
looks
That's why
like it,
I
yeah.
asked.
I'm trying to say.
That's why I asked if
tables were
Switching the
turned.
roles.
If it
Yeah,
was
switching
the
the
other
roles.
way around, would it
It was
mean-
going to be like black people
but
are
do you
trying
see
to.
why then
Yeah.
I'm asking myself, like, here we're trying to redress inequality.
Yeah.
Like, we know our own history, speaks on the inequality that has been created in society.
Yeah.
Same as America, they also have an unequal society because of their own history that comes with oppression of a certain race and slavery and all that stuff. So it really just says, okay, so essentially Africa built America.
Absolutely.
Africa built the
You
world.
took-
Africa built
Absolutely.
the world.
But now because you're saying, you are our second largest trade partner based on the fact that everything you have built was from you actually taking resources from us in the first place.
Yeah.
And do you know when I
Not even
mean
taking,
resources, I mean
stealing, yeah.
that's humans,
Forcefully taking
people,
even.
and making them in a way, even if it was that you came up with all these constitutions and these things were your ideas. But Oksala, these people were the backbone of what you were building.
Yeah.
Without them, you would have not built that society. So now, again, to say you are the largest, second largest trading partner with South Africa, and now trying to essentially bully and influence due to the fact, it's like, no, but Chief, wait, just relax. Africa, in actual fact, as Africa, you guys thrive off of our, resources, number one. And it's just the fact that you guys have the technologies, perhaps, and some of the things that we might be behind with due to that systemic. Not even oppression, stealing,
because they come here, take our minerals, and then
it's a systemic
we have to
looting.
buy them back.
Do you understand? So now you have to. So it's like, man, it's a tricky situation.
But South Africa's
the president is finding himself in right now. So, but in essentially. We as South Africa, I feel we need to stop being a welfare state. Where we keep we need to stop being a welfare state. We really need to find ways where, as much as yes, your AGOAs and your trade agreements assist us in getting forward. There needs to be a way that we as South Africans now start to, focus and become independent and stop then being wealth. Because you know what, that's now what you're saying. Because Elon sponsored Trump's administration, he's got influence there. Same, if you keep receiving money from these people, and
obviously these people are going to give you an agenda to go through with.
They will have an influence in the way that you deal with your own things. And already now, you guys as a country, in your own government, you're not getting along. Here we are, still without a fiscal framework for 2025. We are now doing budget 3.0. Even service providers, I'm sure, are confused. Should they increase their prices or not? But then again, even still, inflation, things like that, because of now, even now with the increases in that they've made with this budget speech, where they were giving increases for the welfare and whatnot. All of that essentially get reabsorbed into government funds through tax, because everything has just gone through the roof. Pricing has gone through the roof because now markets are unstable. The economy is unstable right now. So.
I mean, yes, Stephen, talk to me.
I was about to say, with South Africa being independent, I don't see that happening, Chief. I don't see that happening because South Africa's been rocked. Do you remember when Russia and Ukraine had the young arguments?
Yes.
Let me call it an argument.
Wow, it's not an argument.
An entanglement.
An entanglement, Yeah, but when Russia was fighting the Ukraine, somehow South Africa was also almost involved in it, So, bruh.
Oh, because of that.
The stance that they took.
Yes,
and
yes.
then,
Because you remember
some ships and military were seen in some of our coasts or something like that.
Yes.
And it was said that you see there, imagine, then it was like, hey, what are these people doing there by you guys?
Because the president of Russia literally was like, we helped you guys during apartheid. Do you remember South Africa? And then I was like, yeah. Now I think, hey, bruh, South Africa's always going to get rocked.
So
always.
the thing is called a super PAC. Right?
Okay.
It's called a super PAC. And so it says here, independent expenditure, only political action committee. So the PAC is PAC. A political action committees, better known as super PACs, are a type of political action committee in the United States. Unlike traditional PACs, super PACs are legally allowed to fundraise unlimited amounts of money from individuals or organizations for the purpose of campaign advertising. However, they are not permitted to either coordinate with or contribute directly to candidate campaigns or political parties. Super PACs are subject to the same organizational reporting and public disclosure requirements of traditional PACs. So PACs are a thing, but a super PAC is where now people like Elon Musk and these big organizations, I mean, in trade and business, can come and contribute to your campaign. It's not directly to you as an individual, but of course, because you're the leader of maybe that political party or that campaign or whatever the case is, you can have a super PAC and it's unlimited amounts of money, Chief. You can have millions.
Crazy.
This is where now it also begs the question of is there money that's being funded or that's being put in there and because we know politicians, Chief, these people are the ones who are allowing things like drugs and sex slave and sex trading and all of these gruesome things that we're experiencing in the world, and we wonder why. I mean, my thing is, let's take it back to 2020.
Yeah.
If the entire world was able to be put indoors for a period of 2 years, Chief,
shut down
the entire country. Yeah. Why can't the military and policing services head downtown, go Jozi? How is it? Like,
not even Jozi, like the whole of South Africa.
No, but I'm just making a small example because now South Africa is a big country, right?
Okay.
But if you tackle it city by city or area by area or
so you're saying each and every maybe let's say
Absolutely.
province area should be locked down, and then we change.
Not necessarily locked down, but clearly we can tackle it.
But
as a country,
I stand with you on that one.
This now speaks towards clearly there is some allowment that our governments in the world in different countries are putting in terms of, Chief, bring these drugs in.
I mean, all I can say to that is, if there's no crime, there's no police. If there's no you get me. Balance. So that's what's happening.
Yeah. So, look, man, this is an unending conversation. And, you and I can go on for a while with all of these things. Do share your thoughts and your opinions and everything else in between across all our social media platforms using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. So that's Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook and all other social media platforms. Also engage with us on WhatsApp using the number 060-493-3226. That's 060-493-3226. We've been talking for a while. The time right about now is 7:50. That's 50 minutes after the hour 7 o'clock on a Thursday morning, the 22nd of May 2025. 10 minutes before the hour 8 o'clock. After the break, we're going to be getting into our daily routine as to giving you what occurred and what happened on this day in history. And of course, all those people who are celebrating, or rather should be celebrating their birthdays on this day. But before we get to that, let you and I and the rest of the team run to the loo, grab a glass of coffee or a cup of coffee. A glass of water. See what I did there, Chief? I don't know what happens in my mind. But yeah, man, it happens. Grab a cup of coffee, some tea, warm yourself up, and then you and I will see each other right after this cool stuff. Welcome. What's happening?
Welcome, man.
I can't hear myself.
Welcome. Good morning.
I can't hear myself.
You can't hear yourself.
Come on, man. Welcome back. Look, if you've just tuned in and you've just joined us, you are absolutely right on time. Right on schedule to catch your favorite rendezvous, your favorite visual and audio radio station. This is Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blinko Network. This is where radio meets TV. Only and exclusively right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blinko Network. Always hanging out with me, the one and only MOOCEE Mist. My name is Musi Mist, and I'm so excited to be in your company and in your presence. But you know that I'm not alone, and I'll never be alone. Always hanging out with the best of the best, the Vooka Nation, and of course, the team right here in studio that brings you all the exclusive content that you get on a day-to-day basis between the hours of 7 and 10. I'm talking about the one and only Stephen LRXD.
LRXD_4.
LXD, but we won't go into that. Man.
Why you do that? Why you do that? Don't do that, bro. Now you're gonna.
Yeah, man.
Hey, man. You're gonna
yeah, and of course, the one and only TC Mazibugo Ngashabalala, and it's a lovely cold Thursday morning, but we're here and we're trying to keep warm, and we can't wait to hear from you using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show across all our social media platforms. Of course, you can also engage with us on WhatsApp using the number 060-493-3226. So that's 060-493-3226. Talk to me, guys. What's happening?
Yo, guys, speaking about keeping warm, man, the conversation we were just having on the news updates that we shared this morning on our topical discussion segment, we, was fired up, and we obviously have some comments here from Wiketi My Money on Facebook.
Yes, sir,
you know what?
yes, sir.
Mo for maximum temperature.
MMS,
you know what?
MMS.
He is sharing, his opinion on what we shared today in our news
What is he
updates
saying?
regarding,
on
Cyril,
the news updates that we shared this
regarding President Cyril Ramaphosa's visit to the U.S. and, of course, the Budget 3.0. But, of course, let me get into what Mo is saying about what we discussed that is happening in the news today. So he says, Trump has Elon and Cyril has Rupert. Rupert just thrown John Steenhuisen under the bus. Videos are circulating of him saying John, the leader of DA, lied, saying there's no crime in the Western Cape where Rupert stays. Gushubile da, guys.
Hey, it's the Western Cape, bro. They don't play that side, bro. Yeah, they don't play.
Hey,
Crime
man,
is
the only
crazy.
thing that's cold right there is not just the snow, but it's that betrayal that just happened,
Hey,
man.
man. Cold blaze.
So he comes back again to say EFF posted on their page a footage of Rupert hailing Ronald Lamola. And it's seen as Ronald betrayed black people for becoming a white puppet. Ronald is a minister of international affairs. So what happened is Ramaphosa couldn't stand being bullied, but Rupert was like, we can't let go of a relationship with the US. So let's set up a meeting to apologize. Wait. This last part is the part that's making me laugh. Sorry, guys. You know that sometimes when you laugh before you say the joke, that's what just happened now. Sorry. So Ramaphosa, he says Ramaphosa looks like a car guard in that meeting.
for real, if you can look at the pictures.
Which one? Yesterday's meeting with Trump.
He says Ramaphosa looks like a car guard in that meeting.
But
He comes back and he says the Congress questioned Marco Rubio for allowing those 49 refugees to come to the U.S. What they couldn't understand is how it is possible that they are facing white genocide while their minister is an Afrikaner, which is the DA leader,
Exactly.
John Steenhuisen.
Bro, you see, this thing of the false narrative being pushed, man. It's not
Yeah,
okay.
propaganda
It's-
is a thing, guys.
Yeah.
It is completely.
Right now it's
Completely.
being abused.
We used to get, when I was in school, man, one of the things that we were taught about in history was how propaganda was used to sway historical events.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Like how the world works is that whenever there's about to be a major shift in global events, global economy,
Then
global
something has
trade,
to
or
happen.
some revolution is coming, there needs to be propaganda that first
Absolutely.
has to go into
Fuel.
to fuel media.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
media will
Yep.
fuel the propaganda due to the way in which news and how information is shared.
Yeah.
Because, something we always talk about here on the Vooka team is it's not what you say,
It's
but how you say it.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's testament to. I'm sure you guys played that video of that TikTok video where those guys are saying, if you use yogurt,
Yes,
when your mouth
yes,
is-
yes.
Do you get what I'm trying to
Yeah,
say?
yeah,
And those guys were lying. Those guys are
They were
lying. Can I
lying.
tell you, when Kat showed me that video on today's Thursday, on Tuesday.
On Tuesday, yeah?
Yeah, remember
Yeah,
Stephen
yeah,
when we were
yeah,
hanging out
yeah.
after the show. When he showed me, I was like, for the specific that yogurt one.
Yes.
When you've eaten something hot,
Yes.
I completely believed it.
It was believable,
I
man.
completely
Yeah.
until Kat was like, no, Chief, no, that's wrong. These guys are lying. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So propaganda has always been a thing. I'll go back again to 2020 when we experienced COVID and lockdown and all of those things, right? For instance, in South Africa, they said that they had dug up 1 million graves.
My
Chief, who was
dog.
supposed to fill those
My
graves?
dog. Okay. It's not only just the
It's like,
graves. Yeah?
No,
You know-
that's
you
just
know-
one isolated
Yeah.
thing.
You know how it's been said, like people like Bill Gates, having ties and influence in pharmaceutical or health.
And the pharma,
yeah.
basically.
So and to say population control, and I mean
Yes.
there's videos that have come out showing controversial statements and stances that he said, and on things that affect the population at large, and especially African population.
yeah.
And it's like, guys, sometimes look at the bigger picture. Guti, what's happening? Read in between the lines.
Absolutely.
For real.
Like,
There's always
you know,
connotations
there's
and
always, like
denotations.
even when I know when Ayanda Ali was here,
Yes.
one of the things is like, read in between. It's like, it's not what you're saying, but we can see the
We can
things
see the
that you're
lies,
saying
bro.
in
Smoke and
between,
mirrors is
because
not
the
working.
smoke, it's because it's smoke and mirrors. You're
Yeah.
saying
what?
one thing, but it's like you're a
It's
magician.
the what you're not saying.
Yeah, it's the
Yes,
what you're
yes.
not
Yeah.
saying that now people need to pay attention to,
Yeah.
because yes, you're driving them to pay attention to a certain aspect, but then neglecting the other important thing, like, okay, what is happening in the background?
Here's
a
What's this thing that here? Like
Yeah.
magician's trick. Like, hey, pay
If you're
attention
watching
here.
here,
Look
the
here,
trick is
why
here.
not
The trick
taking
is
stuff
here,
from
man.
this side?
The trick is all right over here.
I mean, that
so-
happened. I mean, if you look at it, right, we were concerned of the graves that's being dug up. Meantime, in the background, the president chief is stuffing the money, bro, under the carpets, under the couches, just stuffing it,
was
bro.
like,
You know.
and that's when I actually like proper stopped watching news like on a full-time basis.
Because I swear the
I
news vele
stopped.
became a thing where during COVID it would
Chief,
cost you
we
your
were
mental
being
health.
lied to,
Bro.
Your mental
Completely
health, because now you're
was at
questioning
risk,
your
yeah.
reality, because
Yeah,
you're
you're
like,
like, what's going
what is
on?
going on?
Am I gonna die?
And also just not that, like, these is this what's real and
False
what's not?
information,
Yeah, like
yeah.
I don't know what's real. And now when you shove people into that place where they are not sure what is real and what's not, the chaos that ensues is amazing. And you could see in how some of the population was
Received it.
divided, and sometimes on social media, like all you just saw is just during the time, man,
Unrest,
people
Nje.
were just being mean and
Uncomfortable,
then crazy,
people
and
being concerned.
others are concerned, others are just being
Living their lives.
letting their criminal minds run wild.
Yes,
Others
yeah.
are pushing their own like everybody. It was anarchy.
Yeah.
It was.
Anarchy
So.
ensued during that time.
Carnage.
And it
Just too
all
crazy, man.
and it all happened on social media, and that was the only place where people
You could
actually
get
lived.
news, yes.
Because now you are locked in your house. You can't go outside. Like literally, you spend days without seeing the sun.
The only way
sometimes
to know what's happening in the world is
is this
social
place,
media.
and this place is a place where now narratives are being controlled, and depending on your algorithm,
Yes. What you consume.
consume
Yeah.
is going
Yeah.
to be it will depend on how it will affect your perspective, everything. And that's why in that time it was and that's where now you've seen the surgence of mental health issues,
'Cause,
because
hey,
it
bro.
started during that time. People
Yeah.
were put in a place where their psychology
Was
was
like-
being tested.
Yeah.
You had to now remain in one place, but now worry about the world at large.
It goes back to the conversation we had with Kelly. You remember Kelly?
Air, yes.
Yeah, at the Rand show. And she says that, in her field of psychology and working with children and
Yes.
adults,
Yeah.
Deba, yes.
who are, yes, Deba,
Pedagogue.
Who are
yeah,
autistic and-
yeah, people basically who are on the spectrum and who experience it or who have it in different forms, because it's a wide thing, it's a widespread thing, right? And she mentioned that, I think during COVID, that's when a lot of people saw that, look, man, I'm actually on the spectrum.
Yeah, because
I'm actually suffering from this. Because now, as you just mentioned, TC, being confined to your house, you firstly have to deal with your own thoughts, right? We're not only one,
Yeah,
right?
man.
I remember my schedule was completely changed. The way I would sleep around 4, 5 in the morning, and I would wake up around 3, 2 in the afternoon. And at night, that's when and you would see, because TV and social media and the news are the only things that we had, right? The only thing that you would do was notes of gating.
Yeah.
And you would just peep.
Yeah, peep outside, see what's going on.
Is the military there? Are they passing? Is there police presence? And then come back. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And so we lived, like you just mentioned, we lived on our phones, we lived on social media, we lived on TV. And that's where now a whole lot of our perspectives and the narrative was formed because of the information that was being fueled through these platforms. And it was propaganda fueled information. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And so it really challenged us as individuals in society.
Oguti, do we have that sense of discernment? Like, do we know reality from social media? Like, do we know the difference between when
what's real and
what's
not.
real and what's not? Like, it was that time. Now, we're in the age of Aquarius, where now things are just being revealed. Things are coming out left, right, and center, and it seems like everything is destabilizing. Like, everything is falling apart. Like, end times. It's the end of days, and that was the thing that was being pushed. Good to you guys. It's the end times.
It's the
end of days.
It's the apocalypse.
And my grandmother always says when we're having such conversations is that, Chief, all of these things that are happening in the world, it's not the first time it happened.
There's nothing new under the sun.
There isn't completely. And she's a firm believer in reading the Bible, and she says, "How kabala Bible? All of these things are there." It's the only difference, I think, from what I understand of it, is that how it happens, application of it.
But it's the same thing.
But it's happened before, guys, where God has felt like we've abused the free will that He's given us as people of this world and people of this plane in the physical sense of it, Yes. And now, while it's and we always make jokes. There's this guy Kokasiaka who was like, "Chief, we're going to see who's going to die first. Those who are vaccinated or us who are not vaccinated."
Oh yes, another issue.
That was
like
another thing.
Hey, bro.
They pushing people to get
Bro,
this, and then
people died.
And then
As a
is
genocide
this,
check this out, right?
Was this a social experiment,
It was.
Guti? Like, let's see, Guti, what this thing can do.
Bro.
I don't know. There were a whole lot of theories, and there were a whole lot of things going on, and people, like, even now, people are still, you can see with the different classes of society and everything, that there's certain disparities that are so apparent that it's wild. It's crazy.
Bro, like, check this out, right? During COVID, right?
Yeah.
During COVID, my whole family was like, "No, we're not going to get vaxxed. We're not going to get vaxxed."
Okay.
All right, cool. One of the family members, my mom specifically, she got COVID, right?
Okay.
And I was the one, like, treating her. I was basically the nurse, right?
Helping her.
Yeah,
taking care of her,
Yes,
basically.
taking care of her. And COVID is, like, contagious, right? And then I contracted COVID. Bro, I swear, I thought I was dying. I went to go get vaxxed. I got vaccinated. Coming back, the stories I heard about the vaccines, people getting seizures, people
I know,
sleeping or
like,
waking up,
it was
like heart attacks.
wild-ish.
Bro, every day from that point after the vaccine, I lived every day as if it's the last day. Bro, I tell you, I was praying. I was a good boy. I was cooking, bro. Like I was doing everything.
You'll go back to Christ. You'll pray. I promise you, in 2021, all my friends got vaccinated.
Yeah.
I think most of them, because they were in the working class,
Yes.
right? And I was not employed.
That thing,
So, it was
companies were
compulsory.
saying,
compulsory.
go and
Threatening
get
people.
what
Yeah.
else.
It's fine, you don't have to, but your job will be
Yeah.
lost.
But if you don't,
So
man,
they got vaccinated.
Yeah.
I was adamant. I was like,
Even a thing of you couldn't travel. Remember, it was a thing that you wouldn't
Yeah,
be
you
able to
couldn't-
travel
yeah.
overseas.
you were going to
wouldn't
need
be able to board
papers
planes. You
to
were going
prove you are vaccinated.
not
So
even just
I was
overseas,
like,
bro. From
wow.
province to province.
Yeah. It was an entire thing. So we have a couple of people coming through on our YouTube comment section. KT We were corrected the last time, right?
Say it again.
KTTUZ Ogletak.
Yeah.
Okay.
He comes on and he says, "Good morning. Hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Hashtag Revukile. Hashtag winter is here.
Yo, bro.
Hashtag Pusha Skorokoro. Hashtag keep warm and embrace." I love that. Yeah, man. Keep warm and embrace. And then TK1990 comes through saying, "Good morning, Vooka Breakfast Show. Hashtag Sivugile." And of course, Zinzi Elizabeth coming through saying, "Good morning, Vooka Nation. Guya Banda. But we are keeping warm. Happy Thursday. Hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show." And then Uneliswa comes through saying, "Good morning. Hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Yes, keeping warm. Hope you guys are warm too." We're trying, Nelly.
Hey.
We're absolutely
cold,
trying
man.
our
Hey.
best, man. And you know, the time right about now is 9 minutes after the hour, 8 o'clock on a Thursday morning, the 22nd of May 2025. We're almost at the end of May. And today we're celebrating our 66th episode.
Nice.
Sheesh, man. We're like, what, four episodes away from 70.
Yep.
And that would mark that we are 30 episodes away
Away
from
from
100.
100. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
from 100.
100.
Yes, sir.
Very cool stuff. So,
man.
guys, we know on a day-to-day basis that there are things that have occurred and things that have taken place in history, right? On a day-to-day basis. And today is no exception whatsoever. And so with that being said, on this day, in 1892, Dr. Washington Sheffield invents toothpaste tube.
Oh.
Very, very
That's-
interesting and
that's-
very cool stuff.
what?
Sheesh,
Okay.
man, in 1892. So it says here, Dr. Washington Sheffield's invention of the collapsible toothpaste tube on May 22nd in 1892 revolutionized oral hygiene by replacing unsanitary jars with a more convenient and hygienic and portable solution. His innovation made toothpaste easier to use, encouraged widespread adoption, and paved the way for mass production, flavor variety, and advancements in dental care, leaving a lasting impact on the industry.
Yo, bro, thank you to the brew. Thank you to the
Jeez,
brew.
man.
'cause-
Look at this.
Thank you to the brew,
Yeah,
dog.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
I can imagine without the tube, bro, people were raw dogging it just the whole time.
Why do you have to use that guy, Stephen, man? Stephen, man, no, man.
But
Why
I
do you
can't
have to
imagine
use
how
that
But it
term?
was
unsanitary
like
that-
that. I mean,
Like, but personal hygiene has made strides, man.
It has
When I
completely.
think Bootsy,
Chief, I'm
Yeah,
very happy
yeah.
that
Yeah,
I'm
no.
living in this era.
Yo, bro.
Absolutely, completely, man. We're
couldn't
very
have survived.
fortunate. And then, of course, on this day, the May the 22nd, in 1957, in history event, South Africa, or the South African government, approves race separation in universities. The formal racial segregation of South African universities was solidified with the Extension of University Education Act of 1959, which was part of the apartheid system. The law made it illegal for non-white students to enroll in previously open universities without government approval and established separate institutions based on ethnicity. Universities such as the University of Zululand for Zulu students, the University of Western Cape for colored students were created under this policy. The act faced strong opposition from students, professors, and international communities, but it remained in effect until its repeal in 1988.
Yo, I
That's-
mean, now you can understand why some of these institutions have a certain culture, right?
Completely.
Like how their cultures, their institutional cultures
Yeah.
were formed, because like obviously as a certain group of people, when we are only supposed to be in a certain type of place just by ourselves, and then suddenly obviously it's ended, but then
it's still
there's
kind of
that
like
culture
that.
remains,
Yeah.
Kind of what's this word? The ramifications.
Yes. Yeah,
of it, and the effects of it still remaining.
yeah.
Not to the extent that they were when it was in full force,
yes.
but you can still feel.
Yeah.
In
some
there's still
places-
that thing, man.
In some places, that still applies. Like, it's still like, mostly very, very white. Like, especially schools. Like, I don't know if you know the school, the Burger.
Yeah, I know the Burger.
Yeah, if you can look at the Burger, yeah, and look at the racial structure of it, it's just 98% I could say white, and then the other it's just maybe 2 black kids or 1 Indian kid in the classroom, or
there is still that thing.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
There is still that
So
thing. Man.
it's like I say, history has a way of repeating itself.
Yeah.
Look at what's what we just reported in the news, and now on this significant day in our own history, the education, and that means minds.
Yeah.
Of people were programmed to function only in a
certain
certain
way.
space
Yeah,
and in a
completely.
certain
that's
way.
crazy.
It is completely.
that
And
And
is
then to
sure.
think now, hey man, here we are now, going to the US and saying, hey guys, and then like Ramaphosa looks like a car. I'll never forget that one.
Yeah, man. So, in continuation, on this day in 1990, Microsoft releases Windows 3.0. Windows 3.0 launched on this day, the 22nd of May in 1990, introduced a graphical user interface with clickable icons, improved multitasking, and better memory management, making it a significant upgrade over its predecessor. It was Microsoft's first commercially successful Windows version, selling 10 million copies.
Sheesh.
Though it faced criticism for bundling separate software, it was succeeded by Windows 3.1 in 1992, with support ending in 2001. Very, very cool stuff.
Very
man.
dope.
Today is Tech
Dope.
Thursday, man.
Yeah, of course, yes, yes,
yeah.
man. Maybe that's something that we should touch on with Manel a bit later on.
Most def.
So we know that there are a whole lot of inventions that have come in history, that have led to the lives that we're living now being easier, and there are inventions made by South Africans, of course. The one that I always remember is that the first heart plant.
Heart
transplant,
transplant,
yeah.
Chris
Was-
Barnard, because
was-
yesterday that it was yesterday. We touched on it. I'm like,
Yeah,
man,
man,
we
proper
all taught
stuff.
that one in school.
Yeah.
Mo, if you don't know that one, I don't know, man.
So, rooibos tea is recorded by naturalist Carl Thunberg, who noted that the country people made tea from a plant related to rooibos or red bush, which reignited popular interest in the tea. Khoisan people of the Cedarburg region had made the tea for hundreds of years prior.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
my mom for
rooibos
the longest
is
time, my mom would
rooibos.
call it bush tea.
Yes,
Rooibos.
Linda,
Bush tea,
yes.
yes.
But about
Bush
yeah,
tea.
bush tea. It's so
Kubuke
crazy.
tete bush tea.
Yeah.
It's funny. I remember my mom and a friend's mom in primary. This was years ago. And it was so funny to find out that there are other parents who say this. So I thought maybe it's my mom's pronunciation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Raitis Khoasa Khali was
Yes.
influenced by whatever.
Afrikaans.
Yeah.
Yes, but of course the pronunciation and the accents that our parents used. So I know in theater and in the acting spaces,
Yeah.
it's largely influenced by Gibson Kent.
Yeah.
The skit that Trevor Noah does of management.
Management.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you can remember the stories that used to play on SABC2,
Yes.
the type of English
Yeah.
was influenced by Gibson
Oh
Kent.
yes, I
Mm,
remember.
yeah.
It was
He
during
came
those
in the
times.
night.
He came in the
Yes,
night.
where,
So,
where
Toma baby.
Yeah.
the pronunciation of things had to be hard.
Yes.
Yeah, like
It was like
impactful.
this.
You had
Yeah, everything.
to, everything
Yeah.
is there.
Like
So-
great example is
A mandala.
the movie Serafina. That's a great
Absolutely.
example. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that because that's the example that I
Yeah.
like using. So those monologues.
Yes.
that they do in
Yeah.
Sarafina. Things like kind of what is this?
Ban.
Yeah.
Ban. Like,
He came in the night.
yeah.
The policeman. He whipped me,
Yeah.
and he whipped me so hard. It's
You
that kind-
whipped me.
It's that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
that was Gibson Kent's influence.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so my mom used to say, "I'm making pizza."
Yeah.
And it's not pizza.
Shout out
You
to
know, and
pizza.
ke batla go enwa ka orange juice. It was so funny. And to find out that my friend's mom also pronounced those
The
words
same
like
way.
that.
Yeah.
So you can hear the generational
Yes.
difference, So very, very funny stuff, man. But in South Africa, we're celebrating that Bush tea.
Rooibos.
Is a original, authentic South African thing, man.
Yeah, I
very,
love it.
very cool stuff. So you would know, want to go higher that on a day-to-day basis, we give you the number of days, and today is no exception. And today we're celebrating that we are in the 142nd day of the year. And of course, if it were a leap year, it would be the 143rd. And today marks that there are 223 days left until the end of the year. Was that December? Was it 31st?
Nah, it's too early. It's too early. Let's do everything
Like
we want to do.
Moose
What's
and
wrong
Mo,
with
I don't
bro,
know.
that
They keep
December
wishing
shit.
the
And
year away.
you remember when Moose was like, don't get MMS.
Yeah.
MMS. Now he has
No,
MMS.
that's not MMS. I could never.
That's MMS,
Yeah,
RG.
I repel fire on
the name of
MMS.
Jesus.
I can't.
But hey,
And
man.
this week also marks that there are 31 weeks remaining until the end of the year. So, hey, what's Chief, people who upload these things. Okay, it says National Day. It's Sherlock Holmes Day, World Goth Day,
What?
Harvey Milk Day, and Chardonnay Day.
Wow.
National Maritime Day.
Okay.
Today.
Okay.
National Maritime Day.
Yeah, I don't know maritime. We'll look it up very
Hey,
quickly.
we have to.
Maritime is everything to do with the ocean.
For real.
really?
Yes, like the navy and all that, or the ocean, sea.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Maritime.
Okay, we learn something
Hey,
new
didn't
every
know
day,
that.
man. So May 22nd is packed with celebrations. Here's a glimpse of what's being honored. Sherlock Holmes Day says here, celebrating the legendary detective created by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, whose birthday falls on this day. Fans dive into books, movies, and mysteries in his honor. Very, very cool stuff. And of course, we're also celebrating on this day World Goth Day.
Well, Goth Day
A
is
day
wild.
for goth culture enthusiasts to embrace their dark aesthetic, music, and fashion. Whether you're dressing up or exploring gothic media, it's all about self-expression.
I
you
remember for
celebrate
some
that one
reason,
alone, Chief.
I had a stage, man. You know,
Did you have a stage of goth?
Yes, I did. I was called. Well, it was emo punk. Okay.
Okay.
So I mean, your Avril Lavigne. It was the time Avril Lavigne, Evanescence. I was in primary school, like listening to that.
So you were
music,
Evanescence
busy.
fan. But I
had-
can see that
she
too.
had-
See, I can see that in you.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
Evanescence, abo, you know, just your pop rock, your rock.
Yeah.
But not like that deep, you know, rock like metal, like
Yeah,
hard
heavy
metal.
metal.
No, heavy metal. No.
Ah, okay.
No.
But just like the aesthetic, the
Yeah,
culture,
the aesthetic,
the black nail polish.
If you haven't noticed, like I love platform like Doc
I've seen
Martens.
you, yeah.
Yes, I
I've seen
love
you. It's
shoes
your
with the
style,
platform.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, does
I
it remind you of the Bratz toy?
I just love this.
The
I just
aesthetic. I
yeah,
see you.
man.
You do have like that.
But
thing
now
going
you know,
on.
just growing
Evolving
into,
and growing
evolving
into
into it, and like you know, diversifying.
Hi guys,
Yeah.
respectfully celebrate Goth Day. Nicely
Yeah,
there
man.
by the corner.
And then it is also Harvey Milk Day, honoring Harvey Milk, a pioneering LGBTQ plus activist who fought against discrimination. It's a day to reflect on his contributions and continue advocating for equality. Very, very cool stuff. And then, of course, it is also Chardonnay Day, a toast to one of the world's most popular white wines. Wine lovers celebrate by enjoying a glass of Chardonnay and learning about its rich history.
Yeah, and I, you know what? If you want to learn about wine, you can always go on Vooka Clips because we have had a wine connoisseur
Yep,
on the
yep,
show, and
yep.
he was letting us know how to
Wine
drink
is supposed to be
wine.
enjoyed.
How to hold it.
And yeah, all of that. Yeah,
You know,
it
he
was-
said that he's not a wine connoisseur, he's a wine lover.
Oh,
Oh,
And, you know, I remember he was like, hey, we had a glass. All of us here, studio. Cats can remember, man. He was like, hey, Mo, open it, man. Let's open a bottle,
it's
man.
5 o'clock
Somewhere in the world, absolutely. And Mo had such a hard time, Shem. I felt for him.
and Mo doesn't even drink.
He doesn't.
Why
He
you
doesn't.
do this
He
to
doesn't
Mo?
indulge. And he was like, "Chief, you have to taste. I can't bring 3 bottles here, and you don't have a taste."
Taste.
And that first bottle I cannot taste. It was. I'm also not a wine
Wine lover.
indulger.
Yes.
You know. But I do indulge
Then.
Banaba
Hey.
from time to time, you know. But he was like, no, guys, let's taste and just so that you can taste what I've been talking about. And you know, those wines, yeah, they had a good taste, man. And everyone in the studio had a glass, and it was a good time. And so, if you are a wine lover, a wine appreciator, today is absolutely your day, so that you can have and enjoy a glass of Chardonnay.
Plus, it's a quarter to the weekend. Thirsty Thursday.
It's a Thursday, so
Plus, give weekend
quench the
25,
thirst,
you know. And then, of course, the last one that we're celebrating on this day is National Maritime Day, recognizing the importance of maritime industries and the contributions of sailors and shipping to global trade and travel.
Yep. So maritime refers to anything related to the ships, the sea, or areas near the sea.
Oh, wow.
Dope.
Very cool stuff. So, on a day-to-day basis, there are people who are celebrating, or rather should be celebrating their birthdays. And today, like I've been saying, is no exception whatsoever. On this day, the 22nd of May, in 1991, Suho was born, and he's turning 34 years. An interesting fact about Suho, I don't know who Suho is. Katz, can you pull up his picture quickly so that we can see?
Yeah, please.
Suho started training
K-pop.
under
Oh, it says
Amatory.
It says, bro. I see you. Sorry, man.
Excuse.
Sorry, man.
Viva Korea Nation. Wampulaya Shimi. Shimi Wampulaya when we're in studio. Shimi Lama Korea. It's just always funny for me. I don't know who Suho is, but I'll check out his picture. Says here, Suho started training under SM Entertainment at the age of 16. Is a South Korean singer, songwriter, and actor. He is the leader of the South Korean Chinese boy group EXO or EXO and its sub-unit EXO-K. He debuted as a soloist on March 30th, 2020 with the release of his extended play EP, Self-Portrait. Outside of his musical career, Suho has also starred in various television dramas and movies such as One Way Trip, that was in 2016, The Universe's Star in 2017, Rich Man in 2018, Middle School Girl A in 2018, How Are You Bred in 2020, and Behind Your Touch in 2023, and Missing Crown. In 2024, this person
Afri Berry would know these because these are her things.
Yeah, she would. Most
she loves K-dramas.
Korean
EXO, she was telling us yesterday another star from that TV show or from that series, that K-drama.
So wait, she goes and researches what their names are.
She
like
does-
their real
she
names.
No, she
does
says
everything.
she relates to their characters, yes, but she wouldn't know his name because at first she didn't recognize his name until like she read his bio, Guti, you know his name, and she's like, no, I know him, man. Yes,
How do
and
you
I'm like,
relate
oh,
to
she
the, like for me, it's like Stephen, those on Tobomang 158.
Yes.
Africa Magic.
Yes.
See those Nigerian stories and stuff.
Yeah.
For me, it's like that. The equivalent is like these
K-dramas.
dramas and stuff like that. Like, how do you relate? I don't get it.
I
Or
also
maybe
can't relate. But one thing I can say is this brew is the brew that was stealing all the hands, because all the hands were seeing him on the he was once really like trending on TikTok. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, he was trending on TikTok because they saying his skin blah blah blah. I
Oh
don't wanna go
yeah,
into it.
because
Familiar?
like that's Korean skincare
I'm
routine.
like, guys.
he looks familiar. He does look familiar.
Yeah,
Okay.
stop glazing though.
Man,
Stop glazing.
happy birthday to Suho. And then another one, a more familiar one.
Yeah.
Naomi Campbell
Oh, okay.
is celebrating her birthday today.
Womandala.
Come on, man. Naomi Campbell was born on this day in 1970 and is turning 55 years old today. An interesting fact about her is that she was the first black woman to appear as a model on the covers of Time and Vogue France.
Amen.
Yeah, man.
Hey.
Naomi Campbell, a British fashion model, began her career at the age of 8 and became one of the original supermodels, breaking barriers as the first black woman to appear on the covers of Time magazine and Vogue France. Beyond modeling, she pursued music, acting, and hosted The Face. While active in charity work, she was banned from being a trustee in the UK for 5 years. In 2024, 2024 following a misconduct investigation into her charity's financial practices.
How you
guys.
ban?
Corruption is
Hey,
everywhere.
man.
And then someone else who's celebrating their birthday is Brian Danielson. Danielson.
Okay.
Born on this day in 1981, is turning 44 years. Brian Danielson joined Ring of Honor in 2002, wrestling in the main event of the promotion's first event, considered a mainstay of ROH. He stayed with the company until 2009, winning the ROH World Championship and ROH Pure Championship once each. Brian Danielson, an American semi-retired professional wrestler, is signed to AEW and is widely regarded as one of the greatest technical wrestlers of all time. He began his career in 1999 wrestling in WWE, ROH, and Japan, winning multiple championships, including the WWE Championship for 4 times. After retiring in 2016 due to injuries, he returned in 2018 and later joined AEW in 2021, where he won the AEW World Championship in 2024 before transitioning to a part-time role.
Damn.
Very cool
happy
stuff.
Birthday, man. Happy birthday.
Let me see if there's okay. And then the last person that is celebrating their birthday is Novak Djokovic.
Oh, Djokovic's birthday
Yeah.
today. Give him. Drop that. Boo, yes, sir. Oh, Djokovic, happy birthday,
Novak
Djokovic.
Djokovic, born on this day in
Look how
1987,
excited you
is
got.
turning 38 years today. Djokovic is known for his backhand shot, physical endurance, and being one of the best returners in tennis. Novak Djokovic, a Serbian tennis legend, has held the world #1 ranking for a record 428 weeks and won 24 Grand Slam single titles, including 10 Australian Opens. He is the only player to achieve a triple career Grand Slam and a career Golden Masters twice. Djokovic has dominated men's tennis since 2011, overcoming injuries and controversies, including his opposition to COVID 2019 vaccine mandates. He won Olympic gold in 2024 and has held, or rather has led Serbia to Davis Cup and ATP Cup victories. Off the court, he advocates for players' rights and supports children's education through his foundation.
Dope.
Very cool stuff.
I
So,
like that.
to everyone who is celebrating their birthdays today, and all of the people that we stuff. So, I'm trying to look for the word of the day today.
Before we get to the word of the day, can I
talk to
just
me, my
can I
brother.
just share some sad news as South Africans? Hey,
Talk to
man.
me.
So today, Jenna Clifford, South African jewelry designer, dies at age 65, bro.
So you know her?
We've been wearing. Okay, well, I've been wearing her jewelry, so sorry, man.
Who's that?
Jenna
Clifford.
Clifford. She's
Okay, is doing what?
She's a South African jewelry designer.
Okay.
Yes. She died like at the age of 65, which is today. Yeah.
So that's it's today in history. Okay.
Yeah, man. It's
That's
just
sad news,
Yeah, it's sad
man.
news.
That's sad news because so she used to make bespoke jewelry design and fine jewelry.
Yeah.
So
man.
which jewelry piece of hers do you have? Because you say you wear her
a
jewelry.
necklace.
A necklace.
Yeah, I have a necklace made by her. Yeah.
Please take
So,
a picture.
yeah,
at
yeah,
home when
yeah,
you get there.
Yeah.
And
So yeah, man, I will take a picture, and it's a very, very nice piece. Now she's passed, which is unfortunate, but on the other side,
it's now an investment.
yes.
Look at you.
Always looking at the bright side of
Yeah,
life.
man, yeah, man, sad news, but
Even Steven.
even Steven, I love that. So today, as no exception, I feel like I've been using that term.
You've been actually,
Because it's no exception.
No exception.
You've been. There's no exception, bruv.
So, on a day-to-day basis, right here on the Vooka Breakfast, so we try to give you words that are aimed at both you and I and everyone else in the studio at improving our day-to-day vocabularies and ultimately our day-to-day spoken words or spoken languages. And on a day-to-day basis, right here on the Vooka Breakfast, so we bring you a word of the day. And today on the 22nd of May 2025, a Thursday, we are giving you another word that you can possibly include or start using in your day-to-day spoken languages, your vocabulary, and how you articulate yourself. And the word for today is groke.
Groke.
Yeah.
Groke.
Groke.
Okay, not
The
groke.
word.
Hey, TC. Hey,
I was just saying, I mean,
Justice for
sounds
Stephen.
oddly
Bo-
Yo,
like-
bro, justice for real. TC needs handy
Fade.
Andy for a brain, man. Let's keep it clean.
So the word for today is groke, and how you spell this word is Groak.
Oh,
Groak.
Groak.
Groak. And the definition or the meaning of the word groak is as follows: to stare at someone while they are eating, hoping they will share their food.
Oh, it's that thing.
Yo.
I mean,
So
no.
it is to stare at someone while they are eating, hoping they will share
The food.
their food.
yo.
So if you were to have something you're eating and I'm like looking at you, I
didn't
would
know
be
that had a-
groaking at you.
I didn't know that
Everything
that
has
had
a word, man.
Yo.
Everything has a term. Everything, TC,
Groak.
everything.
I'm just thinking, yeah.
So-
I've had instances where I'm just like,
Bro.
Chief,
bro,
stop croaking at me.
Bro.
How you can use this word in a sentence is as follows: she couldn't help but croak at the pastries in the shop window. She couldn't help but croak at the pastries in the shop window.
Go inside and buy them, man. Stop
I mean, if you
croaking.
don't have the funds, Chief Vooka is a young. Talk
You
to
don't
me.
have-
Stephen.
window shopping.
I mean, if you don't have the funds, bro, stay away from it, man. Do
How,
what you can
how
afford.
would you use this word in a sentence?
The word groak.
Yeah.
As I was in the studio fixing myself breakfast, my brother was croaking at me.
Ah, okay.
That's, yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, that's how I'd use
okay.
it in a sentence.
TC, talk to me.
Sometimes when I am just trying to enjoy some guilty pleasure of chocolate,
Okay.
I will always have a little face that will groak at me.
you. Ah, okay.
Chocolate, man. Give the young
No,
ones
there was
chocolate.
there was a video on social media that I saw a parent like eating their chocolate like
Okay.
Hiding it.
like having to hide to eat their chocolate, like having to wait. Like he runs, he's like, see, he's sleeping, and he's like, look at how I'm enjoying my chocolate.
Chief, I don't know how you guys do it as parents.
Damn. Being a parent is
I don't know
tough,
how
eh?
you do it as parents,
Hey,
because you
bruh.
know what kids will do? You will give them their thing.
They'll
Yes,
chow with
I
quick.
know.
I
yours.
feel
Yeah.
how I know they will groak at
Yes,
you.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
still want you.
They will stare
And you know
at
what's
you.
so? You know what's the most painful
You
piece?
can't deny that.
Bro, you cannot.
You can't say no.
You
Ever.
won't.
And
You
that's
won't
the
say
thing,
no.
and that's why you'd rather
Yeah,
rather
like, you
sleep.
know what?
Let me eat in
Yeah,
this
bro.
closet.
You know what my brother's daughter does?
What?
She's very young. She was born in like 3 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
Shem baby Tati.
3 years. Hey.
Yeah, she's
Man.
like,
Adorable.
she's the girl amongst the boys. Like,
Yeah.
"Bokaya khotetse bashimane." So my aunt has boys. My mom had 2 boys. My brother has 2 boys. She's the
Damn.
third born as the
Yeah.
girl, right? So
Okay.
she's like, she has a special place in everyone's heart. right?
Little points west.
Absolutely. So I'll sit there in the living room and I'll be having my food.
Yeah.
And she'll be playing. She has like a little tablet in
Uh-huh.
watching her things and she's scrolling. And as soon as I walk in with a plate and I'll sit there, all right, because I barely ever eat with everyone else because I'm not at home, or whatever the case is, and I'll sit there, and she'll run to her mom. And she'll come running to me. Uncle Musi, kakuba. And I can't say
You
no.
can't say no,
Like,
I
that's
bro.
can't
how
say
you
no.
can't say
man.
no.
I really can't say no, man.
Okay, have the whole thing.
Yeah.
What?
And-
No,
and
let's
she'll be
share.
like,
Let's share.
she'll be like, ke kopa nama, Uncle Musi.
Yeah,
Ah, man, and then
stingy,
I'll give it to her.
I'm not
man.
stingy.
Stingy.
No.
Awenza amavuzo.
As an uncle.
Aye.
No.
Aye, man.
Hey, yeah, TC. Handy Andy, TC. Handy Andy for the brain. Handy Andy. I was about to say, no, man, I'm instilling a sense of she must know to say, as family we share, Yeah, so you can't have things alone.
Like it can't be
you know?
witty when you want something,
You'll always get it.
You'll always get it, and
Yes.
it always will be
Be
all
yours.
yours.
Yes. So it's leading by example.
There's this
you know?
guy, man, from Motip Soweto. He does these TikTok videos and Facebook videos. Malagato, Malagato, you haven't seen those videos. That tall guy,
yes.
or what his name is.
Yeah.
In this video, in one of the videos that he does, he's having a tub of yogurt.
Yeah.
Right? As an adult, but then he pretends he's a little
kid.
boy. And he gives the boy the smaller nyana one. And the boy enjoys it and is smeared on his mouth. And then he's enjoying the big tub.
Yeah.
And then he's like, Hawaja, I can't go feel it. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, man, wait. Hey, man, you know. So it's things like that, man. The kid was croaking at him. So it says here the term croak means to stare silently at someone while they are eating, hoping they will share their food. It can also be defined as to look at people who are eating in the hope that they will offer to share their food. Essentially, it describes a longing gaze directed at someone enjoying a meal, often associated with pets or children.
What if I'm the meal and somebody's croaking it?
TC, Handy Andy. Yo, Handy Andy, Vooka Nation. Please spam Handy Andy on the comments. We don't deserve that one. No, Handy Andy.
Yes, you deserve this one.
Handy, yes sir. Handy Andy, TC. Handy Andy for the brain.
What are you saying?
Handy Andy for the brain. It's in the morning.
Watch how you want TC.
What flavor, TC?
You just said you're a snack.
No.
What flavor is TC? What flavor is TC?
You said you're a snack. You're a snack.
I'm a snack.
So people croak at you. That's on Tandy.
Hey, bro.
This lady, guys.
Hey.
Anyway, I want to go high. We've been talking for a while, man. Let me see if there are a couple of YouTube comments maybe that have came through. But we've been talking for a while, and we'd love to hear your thoughts as to what you think of some of the things that have occurred in history and the word of the day and the inventions that we've had in South Africa. And of course, the people who are celebrating their birthdays. With that being said, the time right about now is 39 minutes after the hour 8 o'clock. That's almost 20 minutes before the hour 9 o'clock on a Thursday morning. We've been talking for a while. We quickly need to run to the loo, grab a cup of coffee, a glass of water, and then you and I will see each other after this. Let's go pay our bills. Cool stuff.
Cool.
Escape the ordinary and discover the extraordinary with Swell Appeal Tours. Whether you're a group of friends or a family looking for a memorable getaway, Swell Appeal Tours has you covered. Our all-inclusive tours take you to South Africa's most stunning destinations, from the scenic beauty of Mpumalanga to the vibrant life of Gauteng and the coastal charm of Durban.
Hey family.
Hi.
My name is Tisiga Mazbugo Shabalala.
My name is Moketi Maimane.
My name is Musi Mist.
My name is Ketsu Mkhulu
On the Vooka
Vooka Breakfast Show.
Every weekdays from 7 a.m.
to 10 a.m.
This is where we are going to have our topical discussion featuring various aspects from different fields.
We're going to take care of you and it's going to be amazing, man. Right now I'm on the set of the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blink Network.
Do not forget to subscribe.
That's Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook and all other social media platforms.
Vooka.
See you there.
Well, yeah, shopping blossom memory. Yes.
Wow. Look, man, I'm so excited to be in your presence and in your company, man. We're always spending some great and enjoyable times right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blinko Network. If you've just tuned in, and you literally just walked in, you joined us. Look, you're not too late. You are still on time, still on schedule to catch your favorite audio and visual radio station. This is Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blinko Network. This is where radio meets TV. Always hanging out with me and spending time with me, the one and only MOOCEE Mist. My name is Musi Mist. And like I just said a second ago, I'm excited and I'm happy to be both in your company and in your presence on a Thursday morning, the 22nd of May, 2025. The time right about now is 42 minutes after the hour 8 o'clock. And we're almost at a 15-minute mark before the hour 9 o'clock. Look, you're hanging out with us right here on VBS, Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blinko Network, brought to you by the Blinko network. Why am I
Network.
saying
What's going on? What's going on, bro? What's going on,
Yeah,
bro?
Musi
Man,
is having a
what's
going on, bro?
TC moment. He is having a TC moment. He's
You
in
know?
his head.
Look, man, you can continue engaging with us and communicating with us across all our social media platforms using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. That's Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook and all other social media platforms. But the engagement needs not end there. You can also get in touch with us on WhatsApp using the number 060-493-3226. So that's 060-493-3226. Comment, like, subscribe, and do the things that are necessary to be done so that you and I can share our thoughts, our opinions, and of course everything else in between. I can't wait to hear from you, man. Comment, like, subscribe, and do the things. So I know that there's a couple of things that we still have in store for you on a Thursday morning. You know that on a Thursday morning we always get in the conversation of spiritual alignment.
Yes.
And we always try to have people who are well versed in the spaces of aligning ourselves as individuals in society with great energies and great spirits. But of course, you know that Ubanele always comes through with Tech Thursdays. On the Tech Corner, where we always learn different and new things with regards to the technological space, man. So can't wait to get into that one. But of course, not now. Relax. A bit later on. No worries. And but of course, Steven, we also get into celebrating or sharing new movies that we can give to each other.
Yeah, man.
And I always try to bring great movies, man, for movie reviews.
Reviews,
Yeah,
yes,
man.
sir,
So
yes,
I
sir.
can't wait to get into that one. But I'm thinking that there are comments that have come through, but there aren't. But there is something that was shared with us that we can go into. I know that we're always having things that we can talk about, and it is no
There's so much
exception
things.
whatsoever. Kat, let me see if I can access that thing very quickly. Let's see. There we go. So, Chief, there's always people posting things right here on social media. And TikTok social media has become a thing, has become a thing that people share their thoughts and their opinions on it.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, because
Are we good?
you know, people always have things to share because so much happens in this life we're living. You know, so much happens. I mean, look at the morning, bro. In the morning, there was traffic coming here. Crazy traffic. By the way, I don't drive, but I saw the traffic.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I saw the traffic. So crazy things, man. A lot happens.
Yes.
No lie, yeah.
Yeah,
So-
it definitely does. Hey, in terms of like the amount of traffic and a whole lot of things that are happening, it kind of shows you in the world of social media how bizarre the world is.
Yeah.
Each and every single day
Yeah.
we get to see that.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, man. So, look, if you've just walked in, man, let's give a huge pop, and a welcome to the one and only Berry Plays Afri Berry. Talk to us. How are you doing?
No, hey, guys.
How you doing? Say how you doing.
Should I lie or be
Don't
frank?
lie.
No, man.
Don't lie. Tell us the
Tell
honest
the
truth.
truth,
What do you
man.
mean?
Well, the honest truth is that I'm not doing too good, but otherwise, obviously, we're also here for the best ever energetic start towards your day. Barike Kora to Friday,
Yeah,
Charlie. But we're not saying go and drink here. We're just saying sit down, relax, enjoy. being
What if there are
indoors.
people who
No, they
enjoy
will
a
drink
or
inside.
two?
Inside.
Inside where?
Oh, not go out.
Not go out.
Oh, okay.
No, like I'm on
But I mean,
hopefully.
It's
there are
called a-
spaces that offer like a nice warm
Yeah.
ambiance and vibe, and you know there's heaters and
environment
all of
is
those,
like saying,
and we can
"Stay
enjoy
here."
like a good drink.
Yeah,
and
until
listen to
you
music.
leave the place and then you're drunk and
yo.
then you'll remember.
Hey,
that
bro,
it's
when
cold.
it's cold
Jumping
like
into the
this,
car, man.
when it's this cold, you need vodka, you know? Say,
Okay,
"Yeah."
I don't know about that.
Say, "Yeah."
Okay, so
Just
are
say,
you a
yeah.
vodka indulger? You, Steven.
Yeah, I love vodka. I love.
Okay, okay, look
I'll
at you.
definitely just go for tequila.
Oh, you enjoy tequila?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's quickly share this video with you and see what it's about, and then we'll
Yeah,
get
man.
into the conversation after that.
Totally, yeah.
Before sunrise this morning, Home Affairs launched Operation New Brew in District 6 in Cape Town, where illegal immigrants are among those who have occupied land that must be restituted to the victims of forced removal. The 25 arrests this morning are just the beginning, as we focus on urban hotspots across South Africa using technology to identify, arrest, convict and deport illegal immigrants occupying public spaces. If you are in South Africa illegally, voluntarily deport yourself now back to your country of origin before we arrest you and ban you from entering South Africa ever again.
Sheesh, please do it.
Let's play it
Yeah,
one more time.
go back,
One more time so that we can see
There's something I missed there, hey?
what it's about. Kat, you'll tell me if... no, man.
Before sunrise this morning, Home Affairs launched Operation New Broom in District 6 in Cape Town, where illegal immigrants are among those who have occupied land that must be restituted to the victims of forced removal. The 25 arrests this morning are just the beginning, as we focus on urban hotspots across South Africa using technology to identify, arrest, convict and deport illegal immigrants occupying public spaces. If you are in South Africa illegally, voluntarily deport yourself now back to your country of origin before we arrest you and ban you from entering South Africa ever again.
Yes, I mean, yeah, man, I totally stand with this initiative. Why are you in the country illegally? What are you doing in the country illegally? Get your papers, bro.
I was definitely there for the soundtrack, bro. Reminded me of my heavy metal days in primary. But yes,
but get your papers, man. Get your papers. Be here legally. What you doing here without no papers? I mean, no, man. Don't do that.
No, I definitely like what Cape Town was doing because they even have drones, maybe.
Yeah, I see in the video.
If you escape me on foot, the drone
I will
catch
you still. You can run, but you cannot hide.
You definitely cannot hide. And you know, this is an amazing initiative done by South Africa or maybe the Cape Town region itself. But then my biggest issue with all of this is that half the time it happens now and then after that it dies down and then they stop. Why do they always keep on stopping? That's my issue with them. Like they literally start now. Like they go and fetch them. They're like, hey, where's your documents?
Yeah.
Where's your papers? And then after that, they capture those. And you know the part, they never even show footage of those people literally getting deported. They always get, it's not like, for example, US, ICE. So like ICE would literally catch them and you will literally see footage of them getting on a plane
and
leaving
the country.
And leaving the country. But then when it comes to South Africa, you always see them getting caught. But where do they leave?
But this time around, I think it's different. Don't you think, Moose? Like with Gayton McKenzie in power.
I don't know.
I think it's different this time around because Gayton has been doing, hey, bro, he's changed a lot, bro. And slowly but surely, we're going to get to a point whereby there's going to be minimum crime. Not no crime, but minimum. You know what I'm saying?
What he's doing is an amazing job, but he must also not forget to focus on arts and culture.
Nah, before arts and culture, let's first fix the problems first, and then we can find a way to develop the country more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't want to build on top of gravel and stuff, whereby you don't remove the weeds. You don't remove. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So let's give them time, man. Let's give them time.
I don't know. I'm a bit on the fence about this one. I don't know how I feel. I think for me, I still need a bit more. What do you call this thing? Context.
Context.
I still need a bit more context.
So basically what happened is, there's illegal foreign
immigrants, of course.
Immigrants,
yeah.
So what's happening is it's like the country's being cleaned out. All the illegal people without papers, like the necessary papers.
Documentation.
They have to be deported. And then in their country,
countries of origin.
Yes, countries of origin. Like, for example, if you are a Zimbabwean person here with no right papers, you have to be taken back to Zimbabwe and then get your papers fixed and then come back. You know? Because, hey, bro, we can't have illegal immigrants in the country because there's a lot that can go wrong. I mean, crime, for instance.
I see.
Yeah.
But let them start, first of all, in the CBD because, wow. The CBD, you see, that one will probably take maybe 6 months for them to literally crack down on everything there. Because let's be honest, the CBD feels like an infestation.
Yeah, man. I mean, there's hijacking of buildings and stuff like that. But the place it started at, Western Cape, Cape Town, I say, this is my personal opinion, Cape
So I
Town.
feel like it's a good place to start.
Yeah, I feel like it's a very, very good place to start, man. It's a good place to start because if you can look at the rate of how people are getting shot, robbed, the highest place where that's happening, where
Yeah, is the Cape Flats.
exactly. So
Yeah,
Cape Town is
yeah.
a very good start, man. Let's.
Mare, the problem is that the Cape Flats, I think, according to me, I think there's like less immigrants there. The reason why I say that, ne? Don't bend, ne? But the reason I said is that most of the violence in itself that's literally happening in the Cape Flats, let's be honest, it's violence done by South Africans.
Oh yes.
That one, let's be frank on that one. It's not, I think for me, it's not like your CBD, your Pretoria. That's why you have your Zanzus, where you have a foreign Congolese man literally came into South Africa and is busy doing inhumane things to South Africans. So hence I'm saying that when it comes to Cape Town and within itself, Cape Town has been pretty manageable in terms of crime. They don't have like that very high spark crime rate like you have in Joburg. No. Listen to me. I'm talking about Cape Town within itself. I'm not talking about the Cape Flats. Those are like two different things. There's Cape Town in itself, which is basically the CBD of the Western Cape, right?
Go on, I'm listening.
Yeah, it's basically the mother city of the Western Cape, right?
Yeah.
And then you have Joburg. Our mother city here in Joburg is what? Your Pretoria, Mara. Yay! So, but I think also making sure that we also crack down on basically the main cities in all the provinces will be much more better because that'll also boost tourism within itself, and then also go into those small ones, or we either start vice versa, start with the small ones, end up with the big cities. But either way, happening, it totally needs to happen. Like if you don't have any documentation, nope.
I don't know, man. I really, I honestly do not know about this one. I get the initiative of trying to, I guess for lack of a better word, clean up the country. But yeah.
Why are you so skeptical about it?
I'm not skeptical. I'm just on the fence, man.
How are you on the fence?
I get where it's coming from in terms of, hey guys, if you're not here legally, then you
go back.
You have to
fix
bounce,
your
chief.
stuff.
Yeah, you have to bounce. But as to how it's being done or how it's being implemented or applied, that's where maybe I would need a bit more information and context. Not just abruptly.
I feel you. Yeah,
but what you're saying, Mel, is very pretty understandable because all we see is basically them on the ground. But what's the whole initiative? What's the plan? Where are you guys starting? Where are you guys ending? After you get everybody, what's gonna happen?
Yeah,
we don't have the paperwork. All we have, it's basically what we see on social media. But then there's no formal implementation of the whole plan. So I think that's what you're trying to say, Musa. Like, at least show us on paperwork that it's approved. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's going to be followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then before you can even show us TikTok videos, because on a TikTok video, we can see you guys are on the floor, you're catching people, but then where are they ending up? How do you even register them? What's the whole process that you use to classify them as foreigners? If they have papers and then it's about to expire, what does that, how's the process regarding all of that?
There's a whole lot of contributing
Mackenzie,
factors.
wees mense informatie asseblief. Sorry to throw everybody off.
Kan jy goed Afrikaans praat?
Ja. Ek praat Afrikaans.
Julle praat Afrikaans daar by die huis?
Ja.
Oh, goed man.
Ja.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. Kan jy verstaan Afrikaans?
Yes, I understand. You literally just asked them if they speak Afrikaans at home. I don't.
Okay.
I speak a little. No, I catch Afrikaans by the fortnight. Don't.
Okay. I mean, look, man, I was telling Kobus, I remember at the Rancho, Kobus and Jason from Aqua Ozone Global, as we were preparing for the interview and we were setting up, and I was just giving them an idea of what we were going to be talking about and stuff. So they were talking amongst themselves.
Yeah.
And Banele and I went into a thing and I was telling them, ek is nie so goed nie, maar ek kan 'n bietjie hoor, 'n bietjie verstaan. Ek probeer, ek is nie so sleg nie. Ek kan lees, ek kan skryf, ek kan
Maar jou Afrikaans
praat.
is nie snaksie.
Ja, is nie sleg.
Ja,
Is nie so sleg nie. Ek kan 'n bietjie probeer.
Yeah, my Afrikaans is bias snacks.
I did Afrikaans from grade 4 all the way to to matric.
Really?
I hated it. Yeah, I hated it because I didn't get it. You know, I hate when, and this is just a personal thing for me, where if I come across something or I'm learning something and I can't grasp it, I get frustrated.
You're like, oh, what is this
man,
thing?
why can't I
not
get it?
Yeah,
you know.
I get you,
So I
get
had
you.
a hard time with Afrikaans from grade 4 all the way to matric, man. And if I can think of some of my teachers, I had cool teachers, man.
You know, sorry to bother.
No worries.
You remind me of this. There's this friend of mine. Bru is from Namibia.
Oh,
His
I
family's
see.
from Namibia.
Yes.
But he was born in South
In
Africa
South
and raised
Africa.
in South Africa.
Yes.
From grade 1, went to literally the same school. Yeah,
Okay.
Until Bru knows no Afrikaans, bro.
Whatsoever.
But he was passing Afrikaans with flying colors of
Yeah.
chick. I was asking him the other times, like, bro,
Chief, how are you doing it?
how are you doing this? He's
Yeah.
like, no. I look for keywords, bro. And then when I find them, I write the whole paragraph. I'm like, oh.
You know what used to amaze me with that is that because I went to school, English was our home language.
Yeah.
And then Afrikaans was FAL, first edition.
First editional,
Right. So I would get surprised at my peers who would pass Afrikaans more than English.
You're like,
Chief,
why? How,
who
bro?
was it so to pass Afrikaans? How? Like, how does that happen?
No,
that was a thing for me, man.
That actually was literally me back in high school. So my grandmother till today is still frustrated by this because I used to pass. I did French in high school, so I passed French and English, but failed Setswana.
You passed French and failed your home language.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Like literally,
like-
But it happens. Well, how does it happen,
For
though?
me, you know, the weird thing is that I can speak Setswana, but I can't write it or read it. I don't want to, like, even right now, my son, when I have to do his homework, I'm like, no, give me a chance. I'm like,
I think that's what they should do for the illegal immigrants, bro. Before giving them the papers, say a sentence. Remember back then when it was xenophobia that used to ask you in Zulu.
What's this?
Yeah, they must do the same. Yeah, they must do the same thing. You know.
So you see the thing when it comes to languages for me. Now there's a friend of mine who's also been learning French, and he can fluently speak French because for work purposes he spent a couple of months, I think like almost 6 months or something like that, in Mauritius. So Mauritius is based on French.
So the first language there
is French, you know. So he can, you know, things like
language of
salut,
communication.
Yeah.
bonjour, ça va.
Merci.
He
Comment
can
ça va?
proper speak French, and it improved when he went to Mauritius. You know, because when you're amongst the people,
Because now you get to
locals,
grasp
now
it
you get to
properly.
grasp it properly,
Yeah.
as opposed to doing it on your own and in school and things of that sort. So that's very cool, man. So for me, Afrikaans, like I mentioned, you remember last week when we were having the conversation?
Yes.
My mom's dad was a colored man.
Yeah.
Right, and so all my mom's siblings can goed Afrikaans praat, skryf, lees, all those things, right? And so I would hear, because my aunt lives in Eden Park, and is referred to as Aunt Selina, because she sells beer and a whole lot of stuff, you know. So she's one of those people in the community who's quite well known. And everyone goes to her and Aunt Selina, hoe gaan dit, Aunt Selina? You know, and it's so fascinating for me whenever I'm there and I'm just sitting there and see all these interactions, you know. Yeah, man. And so my aunt's children, my cousins, all of them speak Afrikaans. Goed proper Afrikaans praat. I mean, they hear Setswana and isiZulu and all of those things, but much like me, where Afrikaans is still a bit of a, for them, Setswana and isiZulu and all these other languages is the same. You know, so it's things of that sort. So when I go high, look, man, we can't wait to hear from you, man. Talk to us. What's your take when it comes to languages? Did you pass a certain language in school, or did you pass your home language? Where I know people did Sizulu, Xhosa, Setswana, you know, and all these vernacular languages that are indigenous to us as South Africans. Or did you pass other languages that are not a first language for you? Like my peers back in high school who would pass Afrikaans and not English, and would be like, Musi, when I English you hear, I'm like, I'm a brew, come on. This is Musi best. My brew. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
I get you.
Yeah, man. So it's all of those kinds of things, man. But we've been talking for a while. The time right about now is 2 minutes past the hour, 9 o'clock on a Thursday morning, the 22nd of May. Let's quickly go pay our bills, run to the loo, grab a cup of coffee, a glass of water, and you and I will see each other right after after this. After the break, we're going to be in conversation with Mkhulu Daniel. As you would know that on a Thursday morning, we always try to bring you things that have to do with aligning yourself spiritually. And we can't wait to get into that conversation, where the conversation will be aimed at giving so much information and education. And of course, education that you and I can lead our lives or continue leading our lives with a bit more, and trying to align ourselves with all great energies and all great things. So with that being said, let's see each other after this cool stuff.
And hear what I'm saying now. Spread your love. And hear what I'm saying now. Spread your love.
Vooka Breakfast Show.
We're out here in the heart of Soweto, Top Santon. This is right next to Zondi Hills and just before you get to Broad Fisher Club. I'm out here, my name is Musi Mest. I'm out here with the one and only maximum temperature. I'm working my money. CC Shabalala Wakamazibugo, and of course our station manager, the one and only Panelin Lyric. And we're traveling out here, man. This is what we do on the Vooka Breakfast Show.
Yeah, you gotta get it fresh.
We are fresh and nice. Now it's time to take the information to the people.
Of course, like Mo just mentioned, do stay tuned, comment, like, subscribe, share your thoughts and your opinions and everything else in between. We're going to be coming to a street to do live near you, wanting to know what your thoughts are out there on the street.
Of course, we've got TCO Wamazibugo with the traffic update. Right now, we are going to N1 southbound to make sure that whatever that you guys get, it is real-time information.
Yes,
so looking at Mukhorosi, we have robots that are not working right here, but the traffic is moving. We're going to look at when is your rush hour time, when people are from the work, when from school,
yes,
right?
Yes,
We're gonna give you your daily update, so do make sure that you stay with us. Mobile Vooka Breakfast Show.
Hey family.
Hi.
My name is Tisiga Mazibugo Shabalala.
My name is Moketi Maimane.
My name is Musi Mest.
My name is Ketsueke Mkhulu
On the Vooka
Vooka Breakfast Show.
Every weekdays from 7 a.m.
to 10 a.m.
This is where we are going to have our topical discussion featuring various experts from different fields.
We're going to take care of you and it's going to be amazing, man. Right now I'm on the set of the Vooka Breakfast Show brought to you by the Blink-On Network.
Do not forget to subscribe.
That's Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook and all other social media platforms.
Vooka.
See you there.
My name is Musi Mest.
My name is Moketi Maimane.
Catch us every weekday morning, Monday to Friday between 7 and 10.
Right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show brought to you by the Blink-On Network.
Always bringing you the best content possible.
Vooka Nati, wake up with us and kickstart your day on a great note.
This is your energetic start to the day.
Escape the ordinary and discover the extraordinary with Swell Appeal Tours. Whether you're a group of friends or a family looking for a memorable getaway, Swell Appeal Tours has you covered. Our all-inclusive tours take you to South Africa's most stunning destinations, from the scenic beauty of Mpumalanga to the vibrant life of Gauteng and the coastal charm of Durban.
Well, yeah, shopping blossom anyway. Yes.
Wow.
Good morning, South Africa, and welcome back to the Vooka Breakfast Show. And as you know, it's a Thursday, and we're about to bring you everything spirituality, aligned by spirit, and of course, designed by a purpose. Now, today we have an amazing guest, Konala, in the studio. Now, he's not only a healer and a prophet, but he's also a dancer, a singer, a tailor, a visionary business maker, and of course, a servant of the people. Yeah, Mkhulu Daniel. Now, we'll be talking about the difference when it has to come with spirituality and of course to being able to tap into your creative side. Now I hope you guys will also stay tuned and be entertained and of course be informed about the different levels of spirituality. Mkhulu Daniel, how are you?
Thokoza ngiyaphila njani?
Ngiyaphila kehle
Makhosi, makhosi.
Unjani kodwa Mkhulu?
Sivukile siyabonga umusa kaNkulunkulu sasigcinile. Thank you for having me here.
It's only a pleasure.
Thank you.
So Mkhulu Daniels, for anyone that doesn't know you and is currently watching at home, can you please tell them ukuthi ubani Mkhulu Daniels kahle kahle?
Thokozani bogogo nabomkhulu, thokozani Zindlondlo. Gama lami uKarabo ngokuzalwa. I am Karabo Benjamin Torwane. And then Ilamadlozi is Mkhulu Daniel. People who know me, they call me Ndote Mhlope. That is me. Mkhulu Daniel, I'm from Bramfisher. Ngihlala Bramfisher. And then, yeah, I'm a businessman. I'm running Dlozi Hub, whereby I'm ngiyathunga khona imvunulo zabangoma and everything. I'm also a minister. I sing for Mighty O Lord Singers. It's a clap and tap choir.
Oh.
Yeah, I sing for Mighty O Lord Singers. And then I'm also a healer. I'm a healer.
No, we know you. We've seen you.
Yes. I'm a healer. Twasempanden Gama Joy Ndabezita. Orlando, 4998 Skosana Street. And then I am Utsetla in Tizwa Malebo. People who know me, obviously they know me from Mezangomeni, they know me from Mighty O Lord. Not only I'm singing for Mighty O Lord, I'm also singing for He Chose Us gospel group. I'm a dancer, I'm a healer, I'm a tailor, as you said, yeah.
You are everything embodied into one person.
Yes.
Hey, that's
correct.
a lot of creativity and spirituality to have within a person.
Correct.
So, Mkhulu, please let us know, how exactly do you balance the creative side of you and the spiritual side of you? Because sometimes doesn't one overtake the other?
Yo, Koko Gunzima, there's a lot. Because of, like I said, I do many things. I'm also employed. I'm a recruitment consultant. So there's a lot on my plate. Kunzima kakhulu, but at the end of the day, ngiyayithola indlela ukuthi ngibalance because of konke lokho angizenzelanga mina uNkulunkulu onginikezile. So I believe ukuthi lo mthwalo lo anginikeze wona unginikeze with a purpose. So how do I balance? I balance because of I make sure ukuthi ngiyasenza isikhathi. Okay, 8 to 5 I'm working. Luckily enough ngisebenzela endlini, but nokuthi ngizitshontshe kancane. It's okay because of order manje, let me focus good Dlozi Hub ngiyathunga. Also I've got assistants, people who help me, my partner who helps me, partner uyasebenza isikhathi sakhe uyasebenza. So there's also Utemba, my brother Utemba is also helping me. These are people who they didn't know anything ngokuthunga at all. They didn't know anything, but ngabafundisa seeing ukuthi umthwalo lo uyangisinda, so they're helping me ngokuthunga and all like that. So depending what you order, if neka nini kanjalo, we work on that. And then push 6 p.m. ngifunika ku Mighty O Lord rehearsal. Ngiyahamba ngiya ku Mighty O Lord ngiyareheza, and then I come back, I'm a family man again because I've got a son who's 1 year 6 months. So I also need to focus with family again. So it's a lot, but by God's grace, I'm balancing. We are 7.
Oh, now that is a very busy schedule.
Oh, a
very busy and a very hectic one, guy.
So during the weekend, it's all about that. Weekends, my client consultations, and then obviously that's where I meet my client because of umuntu othungayo ama-client wami ngiwathola mostly emigidini. So I'm forced to go to emigidini because of I showcase my work. Ngihlangana nabantu lapho, Mkhulu, I love imvunulo yakho, ngicela uku-order in and all that. That's how my day. And then Sunday is strictly family day. I focus with family. Unless maybe I've got a stage performance, then I go to performance for that day. But mainly Sundays, I spend this cutting nomuntu wami.
Oh, that's amazing. So, Mkhulu, I see that you're also you're a traditional healer and a prophet.
Yes.
So, manje mawuhambe ephehlweni, which one came first, and how do you kahle uthwasa kanjani for these two amazing gifts?
Okay, Gogo, asicaleni la. Ingulo yedlozi ihlukile kakhulu, especially singabantu bakamoya akufani, uyabona. Khona ukuthi kuvuka isithunywa aqala, abanye kuvuka obunyanga aqala. But mina it was a very bit tricky because of I couldn't understand ukuthi kahle yini le engihluphayo because of okay benginama signs vele umuntu ohlushwa edlozi. Okay, asicale la before ngiba kulento lezi edlozi. Mina I've always been a minister because of before yonke lento le I was a member of Christ Embassy. Pastor Chris. So I was on a worship team. You understand? So I was singing there, and then ngicula, and then ngapha futhi ne Mighty O Lord. So ku Mighty O Lord, obviously yakhuphuka lento le uyacula. You don't understand, engathi ungamemeza, engathi ungakhala. It didn't make sense.
Nepotism has that effect, actually.
Yeah. So as time goes on, obviously ngumuntu mama experience into kanje nakanje umama mnaye okay kimma my mom okay unalento le because of ledlos leli umnikazi wesikhwama umbayi ukuthi umama ozala umama ongizalayo. You understand?
Oh, your great-grandmother.
Yes, my grandmother. So kukho konke lokho bekwenzakala umpayi beka umuntu osebenza abantu ngekosithunywa, meaning she was working bathu kamethi akapela bathi lemosebelezi kaSuthu. Yes, bokumsebenzele. But as time goes on sokuvela nezinye ngiphupha amabhayi ngiphupha lokho I couldn't understand ukuthi ngitshela umama ngithi mama ngiphupha 1 2 3 4 5 athi mama thina siyazi lento le ayikho ekhaya lento thina sazi nje ukuthi umama mami bokumsebelezi bokumprophetic kuphela. But as time goes on hamba kuziveza and then obviously you are consult bazokutshela ukuthi wena ohlushwa into kanje nakanje. But it didn't make sense still ukuthi okay umama athi azikho lezi zinto ekhaya but bazongitshela ukuthi mina ngihlushwa amakhehla and all that. Oh, okay sharp. As time goes on kuhamba kuziveza kancane until ngene iphehlo lami lokuqala. Iphehlo lami lokuqala okay ngenile khona kodwa azange kuhambe kahle ngendlela the way bengicanga ukuthi kuzohamba ngakhona because of ngihleli lapha almost 2 months with doing nothing. Umsebenzi wami ukuthi ngiyavuka nje ekseni okay ubaba ufuna itiyo ufuna umdoko samphekela, but there's no activity that is aligned to his spirituality. You understand? So into ukuthi ngiyamphekela and then ngagcina ngathi mina ngiyabaleka la ngadla ama kilometer ne ebusuku ngabaleka shabu sikhathi siloku sihamba yangihlupha lento futhi yangihlupha and then my cousin from Kronstadt referred me to a what's this place Zakaria Park Mkhulu Daniel. Okay, I went there, I consult. The very same day yakhona baba ngiconsulta bathi ngene. Ngiyoconsulta bengihamba no sis wami kuphela. Yes. Mkhulu phuthumile kumele sikushayele otherwise waphuma lana uyochayiswa imoto in because of nami vele nginovalo angifuni ukuchayiswa imoto in
fear creeped in.
Exactly. Ngayingena and kwafonela umama hayi mama umntana akho ungenile samgajeka kwaphuma igama lika Mpayi ulogogo lo bekazala umama. Okay sharp kuhamba kasikhathi sihamba. Yes sayenza izinto okay kaMkhulu Daniel. I don't want to lie, it was a good place. It was a good place because of a lot of things ngisifunde khona like abo insebenzo ukufunda amathambo nani. But I don't know what happened honestly. I really don't know to happen ukuthi ngicine ngihamba nakhona because of it was too much and by then health yami it was not kahle, like there was a lot going on because of I was sick abo pneumonia abo asthma ngesikhathi esiyi-1 kukuningi nje and futhi ngapha nomsebenzi wakhona bomningi. So I felt you know what I'm going to die here. So ngiyahamba mina nomunye ugogo sakhuluma ngilangele kanje sihamba. Okay sharp. Saplena. Sathatha impahla zethu sasifake edustbinini sayenza ngathi singabantu abayochitha idustbin. Abakubaleka kwethu kanjalo. Yes, sasliza. And then sahamba futhi isikhathi sahamba and then my last phehlo is where I am now. Kuba Buthetla eOrlando. Yes. That's when ngayenza yonke into, ngathwasa ngadla intwaso, ngayenza yonke into yaba right. However, ekuthwaseni kwami lapha eOrlando, ngithwase isiprofito, ngathwasa nomnyanga. You understand? Ngazenza ziyi-2 because of ubaba abona ukuthi lento le iyangihlupha zingi-2, so rather ngebalansise zoyi-2. So siyavuka ngo-3 uyaphahla uqeda ukuphahla uyathandaza. Yonke into yenzayo there's God, there's ancestors ubalansisa. Yes, that's how we balance yonke into.
Oh, I see. It was a lot. It reminds me of last week when you had Ukok Mercedes.
Yes.
And she also stated, Uguti, sometimes you go first in Daweni and then thinking that, okay, so this is my place where I'm going to start. And that's where you're just meant to go there, learn whatever you're supposed to learn, and then initially find your destination.
Yes, that's true.
Oh, that's a lot. So, can you also kindly explain, Nguti, when it comes ngokubula or go tlhatlhoba motho?
Okay.
How do you determine gore motho o ke motho wa go tlhatlhoba ka metsi or ulahlela amathambo?
Yazi gogo, I believe ukuthi lento le one size fits all ayisebenzi. Ayisebenzi. So you find that ukuthi kwezinye zezinto khona umuntu ozokutshela ukuthi hayi mina Mkhulu ngize la ngicela ungibhule ngamanzi, or khona umuntu uthi hayi mina ngifuna amanzi, ngifuna inhlolo. You understand? Sometimes umuntu asifune zoyi2 and then ubhule ngokwamanzi, but ungafikeleli la inhlolo ezofikelela khona. Ngithi hayi gogo, okay sifikelela, but it seems like you are not impressed or awujabulanga to the way lento boyizele ngakhona, yabona. So asizame sike sibheke la einhlolweni, and inhlolo obviously zizoveza okunye ukuthi thina ngale asikhona ngubona. Phela remember inhlolo it's a guideline at the end of the day ukubonisa ukuthi okay lokhu kusho lokhu nalokhu. So at the end of the day inhlolo zikubonisa okunye ukuthi ngesimo sesithunywa awukhonanga ukuzibona or ukuzipick up. So that's when ukuthi ugcina sofaka neinhlolo, and then at the end of the day soyi2 sijabulile because of mina ngokunikile iservice leyo boyizele, nawe happy at the end of the day.
Oh, no, that is really amazing. So, and then umuntu maguti utlobona or is about to see that they have a prophetic calling. How does one normally spot that? Because I think some people, in terms of them having callings, tend to mix up the two.
Yes.
Because I need to traditionally there's amandawa, and then so when they see you, they dream of themselves in water. They just think, "Hi, finding hamming your twasa." Can't you know you're supposed to So how does one differentiate between those two different callings? Which one is meant for me and which one is not meant for me? If let's say maybe I do not have money to go and consult, so that they can properly tell me to know when this is your calling, not this one.
Yes. In most cases, Gogo, izinto ezambelana nesithunywa esikhathini esiningi, they are aligned to izinto zesonto noma ngithi they are aligned to God esikhathini esiningi. Amaphupho wakho uzophupha maybe ucula, uzophupha ipheka, uzophupha usemanzini, uzophupha uthandaza. Those are the izinto esikhathini esiningi ukuthi esithunyweni uzoziphupha uhlolo kalere lathipi. Yeah, anything aligned to God esikhathini esiningi uphupha kanjalo, uzophupha useyintabeni uthandaza, uzophupha ucula, esikhathini esiningi maybe uphupha noma undiza. Those are the things ezizambelana nesithunywa esikhathini esiningi. And then when it comes to ubunyanga esikhathini esiningi uzophupha amabhayi, uzophupha inhlolo, uzophupha bakukhombisa umuthi othize, uzophupha anything related to ubunyanga. You understand? But the tricky part is that isithunywa nomndawo, they are most aligned esikhathini esiningi ziyasebenzisana. So you need to find someone who's gonna master that, also put her to the right direction, because of remember ukuthi isithunywa amanzi and umndawo nakhona futhi amanzi ziyasebenzisana. And futhi when it comes to intwaso, I'm not gonna go deep to it, but intwaso yesiprofito nentwaso yesindawo, they are a bit similar. They are a bit similar because of kunezinto ezenziwayo kusiprofito nezinto ezenziwayo endaweni, but bobheka ukuthi hayi mara lezi zinto ziyafana lezi.
Same what's up.
You understand? So it just needs you umuntu ukuthi well equipped enough to mentor you and put you to the right direction.
Oh, no, that's a lot, hey? So let's talk now about where did your love for dancing come from? And how does that influence you? Because as we talk about something, so how does your love for dancing influence your life outside Ubungoma and your life nasebungomeni?
Ukujiva or ngithi ukudansa ngaqala ngisasemncane. I remember the time seeing ngisase primary Donaldson wethu yakumla metavo
I remember. I remember.
Sijiva sonke nabo Greg nabo bani so ukujiva kwami kuqale lapho vele
ukwasa.
Yeah, ukwasa like ayibongeke ayamakhona manje yashiya
yala
manje
nginawe lapho.
So i-creative arts ingene lapho iqale lapho, and then ngahamba ke ngagida, and then ugida nakhona I was like man ugida okay ngiyayenza lento le, but at the end of the day, ukuthi wena ube unique, there's also needs to be a creativity. As much as bakhuluma ukuthi hey nenza itayela ini akunadlozi la, okay eyakho le ukuthi akunadlozi, but at the end of the day si angithi nokugida okulapha umuntu okubhekile kunabantu ukuthi ubalapha ngokugida kuphela noma ucula ingoma uthi mina ngikhumbula umkhumbuza somewhere, and then khona lento isulayo kuwe because of there are people abazemgidini okuthi balahlekelwa abazali and then they are still holding on to that. So bozocula ingoma ethi hlabelela ingoma ngikhumbule umama, you remind those memories and then uyampolisa lo muntu loyo. So ukugida nakhona is the same thing ukuthi you mature as isikhathi siloko sihamba. There's primary, there's high school, you go according to stages. Ukugida wami kwamanje akufani nokugida wami ngisangena ephehlweni. So mina fortunate enough is that from dala ngikwazi ukujiva, so kwaba easy kanjalo ukuthi ngikwazi ukugida.
Hey, because vele ngeke ngazwa abanye abantu say that umuntu makagida angagidi ngalendlela ejwayelekileyo lo akusumuntu onedlozi, and abanye abantu forget that some people literally come from a dancing background and then them putting in a twist does not mean ukuthi umuntu akanadlozi. It's because of how they listen to the rhythm of the beat and how the beat moves them.
People need to understand that umgidi, it's a celebration, right? So how do you celebrate if there's no, angazi make sense? There has to be a vibe, there has to be something. Yes, excitement. We are celebrating. This is a huge thing. It's a graduation. So we need to celebrate. So if people are when wenza ini nani ST, at the end of the day, kune respect. Respect. There are things now in the conscious mind, you know what Marala lento ngiyenza ayikho edlozini, like honestly izongifakela amehlo. But at the same time uzogida wenze izinto ezwazi ukuthi ziyajabulisa, at the end of the day zisedlozini, they are aligned to umthetho weshoba yonke into, you understand? So it's not a matter ukuthi manje kumele ube strictly uthi like uzobheka na ubona umuntu endistyle si1 all the way.
Why
yeah, so yeah, it is what it is.
No, I get that. So now let's also talk about the creativity when it comes to tailoring. So where do you get these creative ideas when it comes to tailoring? Because let's be honest, right now in the world that we live in, we are now seeing amazing designs, zabomgogo and abomkhulu, and we're just wondering, where are all of these designs coming from? Because umuntu makakhulubekazi ukuthi ugogo or umkhulu umuntu ofaka ibhayi around the waist or ubeke ehlombeni qedile. Ukuthi yahamba usayothungisa, it was not something that was literally known. But with the amazing world that we now live in, we see the design. So how do you even come up with the design concepts that you have?
This one is umusa kaNkulunkulu ngingasho kanjalo nje, because let's say for example uyeza kimi Thokoza Mkhulu ngifuna imvunulo, and then gogo, what do you have in mind? And then umuntu uzothi kimi hayi Mkhulu Daniel, bona ukuthi ungenzela ini. Okay, sharp. The first thing that I do is ngizophahla edlozini. Ngithi Thokozani gogo nabomkhulu, nangu uSimakale ngwakasibanibani ufuna ngimthungela, angazi ngizomthungela ini. Understand? So mina, in most cases, the things that I look at, number one is I look at your personality. Okay, big personality, okay, umuntu obably, or umuntu othulile, umuntu onjani, yabona? And then I take it from there. Nedlozi sometimes lizongifika na okay, menzela into kanje nakanje. Sometimes nokusitshela ukuthi idlozi lami elingitshelayo kanti kusuke kuyidlozi lakho ngaleso sikhathi leso lingitshela ukuthi okay, menzele into kanje nakanje. The other thing, ngokufika isikhathi sokuthi maybe okay angathola ama design, okay, nedlozi lithule libe A-wall nje lingiblutique. Libe A-wall lingakhulumi anything. Okay, I'm like, okay, let me go to YouTube. Let me search ama designs. Okay, I go and check ama graphics. Okay, graphic kanje nakanje ngayisebenzisa kanjani, and then I do that. Ngizoyidraw phansi. I also discuss with my team, Themba Kilephile. Okay, what do we do now? Ukanje nakanje ugogo ufuna into kanje, and they come with ideas. Sometimes I become very shocked ukuthi these people bathunga ukudlula mina. Like I'm like, ay nina senthunga ukudlula principal senyapapa, yes, because of senthunga ukudlula mina. Like Themba, for instance, Themba maybe una 2 months atunga, but his work is so amazing. singathunga C3 uThemba ukile prelame sithunga into eyi1 C3 but bozibeka la phansi ziyafana zonke. You're not gonna spot ukuthi okay le ithunga osibani. That's how good they are, you know. So we brainstorm, siyahlanganisa amakhanda sikhulume ukuthi okay guys asiboneni ukuthi into kanje. Sometimes we even fight. Uthola ukuthi mina ngithi angiyifuni lento le. This is not up to my standard. Sidlozi hab lento le. I logo you go big or you go home. That's how we do our things.
Bakulise bathi mamela la.
Yeah.
Shaye sethi.
Mamela la. Because nami nginofika lokuvila pha lokho I'm like asenze into simple man lo muntu lo either way ukhipha imali encane afuna ukubhadala. They're like no remember Idlozi hub we serve royalty so it has to be royalty whatever that we do. You understand? And then sizolwa we spend sleepless nights. We cross night 2 days stunga because of abantu sibathungela they even order ngama bulk. You understand? No ukuthi umuntu athi mina ngithokoza mkhulu ngifuna imvunulo ezo4 ngifuna imvunulo ezo5 ngifuna ama resket awu20 like there's a client of mine umahlasela wase Soshanguve unoku order ngifuna ama resket awu20 and be like oh ngaleso sikhathi abakwazi ukuhlala emshinini. I'm the only one uhlala emshinini. I'm gonna have to cut ipattern ngithunga iskate zonke and then bona they're gonna help you in terms of QC but check ukuthi iskate is right ama coating baya cleaner yonke into and then that's it. So in terms of creativity it's teamwork. Honest, I'm not gonna take the credit ngithi it's only me. No, they contribute a lot.
They always say teamwork makes the dream work. And I
yes,
see that in your instance, it's definitely making the dream work.
Yes.
So would you also say that your tailored designs also form a part of some spiritual service to people who want them? Because I guess you know that as much as you may wear a clothing, but if it doesn't make you feel good, then it's fun.
Yes. I agree kakhulu gogo. Because of I did a TikTok thing a few weeks ago ngikhuluma nge-calling ukuthi singabantu asibizelwanga into eyi1 sonke. It is not everybody who's going to be a healer ukuthi uzothwasisa. It's not going to everybody uzoba ne-streamline samaline. Mina I take it ukuthi eyami calling ukuthungela abantu mina and I'm proud about it and I'm unapologetic about it ukuthi mina ukuthungela abantu i-calling away yami because of at the end of the day uthungela idlozi awuthungeli just an ordinary person uthungela idlozi straight. If udabula amanzi uthungela udabula amanzi ukuthi awumazi to a point ukuthi there's this kind of mind mina ngahlasela ugogo wakhe straight ngambona athi ngithi angifuni into kanje uzomenzela into kanje nakanje ngamfonela thokoza gogo kunjani hayibo ngiphupha umuntu kanje nakanje athi kimi Mkhulu gogo wami lo ngathi ayike makhozi njengoba wena bothe ufuna ama bling nani
gogo akavumi
athi ngikwenzele into kanje nakanje and I did that. So it's a calling on its own nokuthunga nakona because of you are ministering your service to abantu ukuthi they look beautiful beba senkundleni.
Yeah, that's amazing work. So also is noticed that you also do beadwork. So beadwork, is it based around ubungoma or you also do creative designs using beads?
I do creative design, yeah. When it comes to beadwork it's nice because of you do anything that comes to your mind. Daniel into yes, I'm able to do that. It's outside ubungoma, but mainly most of my clients because of ubungoma. Now most of my clients afuna into zobungoma ukuthunga impiso ukwenza amawashi ukuthunga amaphondo and all that. Yes.
Okay. So Mkhulu futhi I also noticed that you're also known for ukugida kwakho dume kakhulu. Wonke umuntu yazi Mkhulu Daniel nje umkhulu omunye like wayazi ukuthi qhala isigubhu you throw it down. So kahle kahle what is the significance of ukugida when it comes to intwaso and homecomings?
Okay. Ukugida kuhlukahlukene ne. For example, asicale la intwaso. Phela mesenza intwaso. Okay, ithi ngicale from the beginning. Ebungomeni there are stages, right? Khona ukungena ephehlweni, khona umsukumo which is ezinye impande abayenza. But thina kande bezitha sawuyenza umsukumo, kukhona intwaso, kukhona ukubuyela ekhaya amanono. So, ukugida it's a celebration and again ukukhulisa umntwana. Asigidi nje because of sa celebrate kuphela kodwa sikhulisa lamadlozi lawo ukuthi manje so kwesinye isigaba siyawahlangabeza siyawahlangabeza lamadlozi lawa. I wish people could understand ukuthi ukugida akusugida nje because of fun of it or siya celebrate kodwa there's in a higher calling or in a higher realm there's something that is happening. Siyahlangabeza amadlozi kufana noma umuntu asukuma ayithi phela bo kandaba ezitha bocala ohlala uphansi uyayenza uyakhondla ngithi ukhondla boqeda ukusukuma that's when awusakhondli uyasukuma uyagida manje siyakuhlangabeza kulento leyo oyenzayo ukuthi thokozani gogo nawo Mkhulu nangumntana yino sekasuke isinye isigaba manje sesiyamkhulisa and then nentwaso the same thing sekadlila intwaso manje siyamkhulisa until you get home. And then futhi people need to know ukuthi ukugida emabaleni uyaphengula ukupholisa ukufemba in a way because of the minute inyawo lakho liganda phansi ligida lephatlamela khona lokho okususayo khona lokho okunyathelayo khona lokho okushanyelayo akusugida kuphela kodwa uyapholisa la upholisa khona uyafemba in a way.
Oh another wait yini le isithubo khuluma ngayo ukuthi abantu abaningi abasayenza
yo sengikhuluma into eziningi
because ukhulumile ukuthi intwaso homecoming
umsukumo
yes kahle do you mind explaining that because nami ngiyacala ukuyuza kahle kahle.
Okay umsukumo ugogo ongenile angithi so khona amadlozi okuwukuthi adinga iassistance angazi ukuthi ngimake sense khona amadlozi okuwukuthi slow by its nature so bese ukusukumisa kunezinto esukudlisa sona imithi esukudlisa yena ukuphakamisa siyawasukumisa lamadlozi ukuthi hayibo vukani nilele vukani manje uyanderstand so lokho sikuvula ikhanda nesifuba ukuthi amadlozi amanifeste abanye bathi umphakamo abanye bathi umsukumo siyaphakamisa that's why bosukuma sizokufihlela izinto ukuthi uzozigcoka lezo amaphakama lezo imfiso lezo siyakusukumisa sisukumisa amadlozi.
Now, yeah, yazi, in all honesty, I never knew ukuthi leyo ikhona. But I just knew ukuthi sometimes ukuthi umuntu uma ufanele aphakamisa idlozi lakho uthola ukuthi fanele agide not only that's the one that I knew ukuthi mawugida yila uphakamisa khona idlozi lakho ukuthi khona ukubonakala ukuzwakala ukuthi no kumama obani or kumugogobani or umkhulu bani ngaleso sikhathi.
No, I understand. So umsukuma is very important. For impande, I'm not gonna talk on behalf as in impande because of abayenzi, but impande a first step towards before intwaso. Uyangandis sakusumisa. Nezinto ziyashintsha namagobongo ozowathi ayashintsha bososukumile because of we are assisting lamadlozi la ukuthi ayatotoba ahamba kancane. So by them ukuthi adle umuthi siyawa ngathini siyawatswaka or aphahame asebenzi.
So for young people who'd want to blend creativity and spirituality, what's your advice for them and what's your advice on how to actually go about blending the two?
My advice first is that people need to understand what they're doing, what they are calling. That's the very, very important thing that they need to understand. And it will be easier for them to blend whatever and have a purpose of doing whatever that they're going to be doing. Because at the end of the day, you cannot just do a thing without knowing why we answer. You understand? Mina, I know with Mkhulu, there's one person oguguti, maybe usuke la asuka khona, uthi nje ngiyeza ngizobukela ukarabo today. For a reason, you understand? So the minute I stand forward, I minister, I make sure with loyo muntu loyo, at least there's something I tolayo. Kufana no gida, it's the same thing no kiduti. No gida kako, there's somewhere la okaka kona la olungisa kona. So I would advise umuntu muntu understand the reason of doing whatever into ayenzayo. Calling yako, understand the calling yako, it will be easier and it isn't those zobalula.
Thank you very much for that one. Now, guys, let's head over to our YouTube channel so we can see what comments you have left for Mkhulu Daniel. So we have We have a comment from Naledi Noni Ati, a very good marketer. He's an all-rounder. And then we have another comment from Muyandi. It's one person that I know and have seen being aligned with his ancestors. We see you, Mkhulu Daniel, and we are proud of you.
Thank you.
And then we have another comment from Mtla Ati, proud Sangoma. And then we have another comment from Makabelo Mutsamai Ati, I'm proud of you, Mkhulu. And then we also have another comment coming in from Komutsa Mabasa Ati, Mkhulu Daniel, we see you. And then yes, we also have another comment from Judith Atu Baba wa Mihle.
She, my daughter, she's in China.
Zelena ma ching ching pao. And then we also have another comment from Uneli Ati, Mkhulu is speaking so profoundly. We love you, Mkhulu.
I love you too, guys. Thank you.
And yes, we also have another comment from Muntlaganipo Ati Putwami. And then another comment is from Umusimis that we keep hearing the word Ntwaso. What is Ntwaso and what does it mean when one eats Ntwaso? And then the one last comment just before you answer that, from Umzito 101 Ati, I'm proud of you, Ntwana.
Ngiyabonga. Okay, Gogo, Intwaso. Willing be very careful when you pay.
Yeah, that's one. You contradiction here, Nale.
Intwaso, Gogo, it's a graduation in a way. So we are graduating manje from zonke lezi zinto lezi mesukufundisa zona. Ayinti from day one uzongena. Okay, Gogo, sukufundisa ukuthokozisa, sukufundisa ukuhlahluba, sukufundisa imithi nan. Then it's like, for example, yes, here's a perfect example. You are in varsity. When you're in varsity, there are modules that you need to do. You're gonna do a test. Tina test to it yini sakufihlela. Na uzokufihlela mina mind you ngizokufihlela nanoma ngibhorele ngikho sezo. Not per se ukuthi ngiyakuhlupha or ngiyakuhlorisa, but I'm training you. Ngifuna ukubona ukuthi how far are you? Khamba kanjani? Idlozi liphapheme, idlozi liyasebenza. You understand? They know me. For example, uJudy lo beka comment leshi. Bengibasutla. Like one mistake nje ngithola kungcolile. Bogogo ngimfihlela. Ngibafihlela ukuthi storm singcolile. Bengibafihlela. So, along those journey, Intwaso is when you graduate now. There are rituals that I cannot be angeke. There are rituals that you do because that's sakufihlela into zakho lezo bese ukufihlela zona. Then it's graduation, you get a certificate with now you are a qualified sangoma. That is Intwaso. It's a graduation. You go to qualified, uthi ungasebenza abantu, qualified. It's like a testimony ukuthi yebo usmang bekasiphahlweni uthwasile uqedile. Here's a certificate ba. So sharing a certificate sakho.
So out of curiosity, and then abanye abomkhulu nabogogo who don't have certificates, but let's say maybe should we even consider that person as a qualified healer, umuntu ongakhona ukunginceda ngendlela yami or akhona ukungibonisa into engihluphayo? Because I think that's the other thing that we've noticed. Sometimes mawuthi uyahamba uyohlola uthola ukuthi umuntu akhona akasibekanga ne-certificate ukubonisa ukuthi they are a qualified and accredited traditional healer.
Well, the question is, like, us being honest and be realistic. How do you call yourself qualified if you don't have a qualification? How do you call yourself that? You cannot say, I'm a doctor, but you don't have an accreditation which you are a doctor. Okay, there might be reasons. Maybe certificate in, but there's proof now it's just like. But again, it puts you at risk. Because of, let's say, uyamsebenza umuntu bamletha umuntu ogulayo thokoza mkhulu sicela usize masinya sicela usize baqeda shonele lapho. They're gonna want a certificate, they're gonna want it, and they're gonna want to see what are you qualified ukuthi usebenze umuntu. What gives you the right ukuthi usebenze umuntu, and then you don't have it, what's gonna happen? So I would advise ukuthi umuntu ongana certificate make means ukuthi uthole certificate yakho buyela ugqobela yakho thokoza baba ayibo sokuyiminyaka ngihlezi manje certificate sami ngiyasicela. It's important for you to have a certificate at the end of the day. This certificate not only help us eksebenzeni abantu kodwa they also help us because ama-case maningi ama-case wokuthi uzothwasisa ithwasa lihambe lokubophisa
No.
ithwasa belihamba lokubophisa ku-association association will want to see certificate yokuthi are you qualified ukuthi uthwasise and then you don't have at the end of the day yokudla i-case so it's important ukuthi umuntu abe ne-certificate yakhe.
Yeah, because I think, okay, before I ask you this question, we're going to go back to YouTube again, right?
Yes.
So, uJudith, uyabuya uJudith athi yo nkosi yami wangenzani mina. So you're complaining ukuthi hayi ngeke neto umusa uthi. And then uJudith uyabuya futhi athi indaba ye storeroom yona ngeke ngiyikhohlwe. She'll never forget that one. And then we also have another comment from Mr. KTS TV. Athi so kanti what is the difference between isangoma no umthandazi?
Okay, that's a very nice question. Isangoma umuntu. Okay, can you rephrase from isangoma because of there is isangoma, there is inyanga.
I think let's define all three of them.
Yeah.
What isangoma umuntu onjani, inyanga umuntu onjani, umthandazi umuntu onjani.
As to be typical isangoma umuntu wami mgidi. Why? Because of isangoma is from the word ingoma, from the Zulu word ingoma. So babathi ingoma siya engomeni. That's when it came as a ukuthi isangoma umuntu ogidayo engomeni. Then there is inyanga umuntu onyanga abantu olapha abantu. Do I make sense?
Yeah, you do.
Yes. Isangoma njengoba sengisho ukuthi umuntu onjani inyanga umuntu olaphayo abantu umuntu osebenza abantu umuntu obhula abantu inyanga uyanyanga lo muntu loyo. And there is umthandazi umuntu osebenza ngendlela yesonto ukuthandazela abantu usebenza abantu ngamanzi usebenza abantu meaning bakabhula abantu usebenzisa isithunywa ukubhula abantu. That is umthandazi.
So uberekisa kana rebeka sotho ka tswana moyo halalela.
Yes, correct. Usebenzisa moyo.
So morapedi ke motho lo re berekisa the Holy Spirit to basically see that this is your problem and then this is how it can help you. And then in terms of instead of using your basically traditional herbs, the only way that they help you heal is through the water.
Yes, usebenzisa diwasho limits. Yes.
Okay. So when it comes to iwasho namanzi, aren't they one and the same thing? Because I think everybody also has, some people have seen that ezinye inyanga also use iwasho. And then as much as they also use water, but why? What actually sets them apart in terms of healing capabilities?
Yes, in Gogo, ukuphendula umbuzo wakho ne, ayikho into engasebenzi. As long you believe. I can take this trailer, ngithi gogo hamba uyipheka abaqeda uphuza amanzi akhona. Wena if you believe ukuthi uzophola, izopholisa lento le. It's the same thing neyiwasho kunjalo. Ukuthi iyiwasho and I think using my ingqondo yami nje, they align together ebuthandazini because of the salt is from the water. That salt is from the water. So I think that's the reason why they align. Ukuthi abantu abasebenza ngamanzi basebenzise iwasho because of it's one and the same thing. They from the same thing.
Same source.
Yes, from the same source.
So that's why you find that sometimes abantu would always advise ukuthi mawuthenga iswasho, it's better when you use it when you bath because it aligns with the water.
Correct.
Oh, now that is very interesting. Hey, Mkhulu, I have really learned a lot. It's very insightful. I think we might have to bring you back again.
Please.
No, I think we might have to bring you back again so we can fully have a proper breakdown of the differences, especially when it comes to the medicinal purposes of it. So one last question before we sign out. It's based on ngendaba certificate. How does one spot whether the certificate is real or not? Because I think we've also seen even with high schools, Some colleges, I can literally give you a certificate that looks like it's a proper one, but it's not even accredited. So what's the special number or maybe a special way of seeing that, okay, this person has a certificate, but how do I identify whether it's false or not?
Okay. In terms of, we've got the head, which is Traditional Healers Organization, which is THO, right? And then gunamagaja, there's that and that and that in Nana. So how do you identify what certificate it's real? Certificate in most cases ziphuma nama accreditation number nazo as well. Nama NPO number or whatever number it may be. So you are able to check, okay, Daniel uthwase last week ilanga elithize nathize. Okay, nayi ngiyayibona number. You are able to touch number leyo and call THO.
Oh.
Okay. Thokozani sanibonani. Ngiyabona ukuthi isitifiketi sikaMkhulu Daniel si under izifo zonke. So I just wanted to check ukuthi is the certificate okay or correct. And then they're gonna ask you, okay, what's the number? You give them the number and then they check for you and then they validate whether it's correct or not.
Oh, no, that is very amazing.
Yeah,
Mkhulu Daniel, thank you very much for coming, and thank you very much for the very insightful and informative segment that you also gave us. Thank you very much, Mkhulu. So, would you also mind giving out your social media handles for the people at home? And if you have a WhatsApp number for anybody that might want to come for consultation or maybe azotungisa, how do we do that?
Okay, guys, my WhatsApp number is 067 83 63 109. 067 83 63 109. If that number, it doesn't have a Glossy Hub logo, that is not me.
I hope you guys heard it. If it
I
does
hope
not
you guys
have
are listening.
a Glossy Hub
If
logo.
there is no Glossy Hub logo on that number, that is not me. And then on TikTok, I'm Mkhulu King Daniel. Mkhulu King Daniel on TikTok. And then on Facebook, it's Ribo Benjamin Daniel. If I'm not, Ribo Benjamin Daniel on Facebook. And then on Instagram, it's RI_BOOH.
Thank you very much. So just to close it off, we had a comment from Facebook, right? And then the comment leni phuma ku Teddy Sibongile.
Okay.
I am proud of you, Chomiaka. I'm very proud of you, Chomiaka. Don't forget me there.
Ngiyabonga. We sing together. Oh,
that's amazing. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in for the spiritual segment. And I also hope that it was very insightful and also informative. And I hope you guys are still going to stay right there and not move, because after this break, we're getting back right to you, right?
Vooka Breakfast Show.
We're out here in the heart of Soweto, Top Sandton. This is right next to Zondi Hills, and just before you get to Broad Fisher Club. I'm out here. My name is Musi Nest. I'm out here with the one and only maximum temperature. I'm working my plan. CC Shabanana Wakamazibugo, and of course our station manager, the one and only Banane Lyric. And we're traveling out here, man. This is what we do on the Vooka Breakfast Show.
Yeah, you gotta get it fresh.
We are fresh and nice. Now it's time to take the information to the people.
Of course, like Mo just mentioned, do stay tuned, comment, like, subscribe, share your thoughts and your opinions and everything else in between. We're going to be coming to a street to do live near you, wanting to know what your thoughts are out there on the streets.
Of course, we've got TCO Wamazibugo with the traffic update. Right now, we are going to N1 southbound to make sure that whatever that you guys get, it is real-time information. So, looking at Mukhorosi, we have robots that are not working right here, but the traffic is moving. We're going to look at when is your rush hour time, when people are from the work or from school, right? I'm gonna give you your daily update. So do make sure that you stay with us. Mobile Vooka Breakfast Show.
Escape the ordinary and discover the extraordinary with Swell Appeal Tours. Whether you're a group of friends or a family looking for a memorable getaway, Swell Appeal Tours has you covered. Our all-inclusive tours take you to South Africa's most stunning destinations, from the scenic beauty of Mpumalanga to the vibrant life of Gauteng and the coastal charm of Durban.
Well, yeah, Shopping Blossom Memory. Yes.
Wow. Hey family.
Hi.
My name is Tisiga Mazvugo Shabalala.
My name is Moketi Maimane.
My name is Musi Miss.
My name is Ketu Mkhulu
On the Vooka
Vooka Breakfast Show.
Every weekdays from 7 a.m.
to 10 a.m.
This is where we are going to have our topical discussion featuring various experts from different fields.
We're going to take care of you and it's going to be amazing, man. Right now I'm on the set of the Vooka Breakfast Show brought to you by the Blink Network.
Do not forget to subscribe.
That's Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook and all other social media platforms.
Vooka.
See you there.
Well, yeah, Shopping Blossom Memory. Yes.
Wow. We're out here in the heart of Soweto, Top Sandton. This is right next to Zondi Hills, and just before you get to Broad Fisher Club. I'm out here. My name is Musi Mist. I'm out here with the one and only maximum temperature. I'm working in my body. CC Shabalala Wakamazibugo, and of course our station manager, the one and only Manele Lyric. And we're traveling out here, man. This is what we do on the Vooka Breakfast Show.
Yeah, you gotta get it fresh.
We are fresh and nice. Now it's time to take the information to the people.
Of course, like Mo just mentioned, do stay tuned, comment, like, subscribe, share your thoughts and your opinions and everything else in between. We're going to be coming to a street to do live near you, wanting to know what your thoughts are out there on the street.
First, we've got TCO Mazibugo with the traffic update. Right now, we are going to N1 southbound to make sure that whatever that you guys get, it is real-time information.
Yes,
so, looking at Mkhulu, we have robots that are not working right here, but the traffic is moving. We're going to look at when is your rush hour time, when people are from the work or from school,
yes,
right?
Sir.
We're gonna give you your daily update. So do make sure that you stay with us. Mobile Vooka Breakfast
Yes,
Show.
Asathiya Drifter. Very, very, very cool stuff. Look, if you have just tuned in and you just walked in, Afriberry was just in conversation with Mkhulu Daniel, known as Garabo by some of his friends, for the spiritual alignment as they dove into conversation that bridges purpose, tradition, and creativity. Today's guest was a healer and a prophet. He's also a singer, a tailor, a dancer, a visionary business owner, and a servant of the people, known in the spiritual world as Mkhulu Daniel, like I just mentioned, and by some of his friends as Garabo Benjamin Ntorwane. He's someone who embodies the balance between sacred calling and creative expression. Such cool and amazing stuff. Such an interesting engagement that Afriberry had with Mkhulu Daniel, trying to share a bit of knowledge and information with some of the things that have to do with the space of bongaka, ukuba isangoma, being a prophet or a prophetess, and giving us proper meanings to some of these terms that the people in that space have, or the titles that they have. Very, very interesting stuff. I don't know about you, but I enjoyed that one, and I always enjoy having people like Mkhulu Daniel and all these other people who are involved in the space of healing and aligning yourselves with the proper spirits, man. So I don't know about you. I'd love to hear your engagement as to what you thought that engagement was like. So I can't wait to jump into that one and hear your thoughts and of course your opinions and everything else in between. So with that being said, the time right about now is a minute after the hour 10 o'clock, and we're coming to the closure of the show for today. So, but guys, talk to me. What did you think of that one, man? I mean, Africa, you're the one who was who was engaging with Karabo Mkhulu Daniel. What did you think of that one?
You know, I think it was pretty interesting, man, especially seeing him that he's not only because you know, with some traditional healers only like literally only just tap into them being traditional healers only and kind of forget about the other talents. And I am pretty happy about the fact that he's actually doing more than that. He didn't let him being a prophet and a healer shy away from the other God-given talents that he has, being a dancer, a singer, and a tailor. And I like how he literally also incorporates his creativity into his spirituality. Now that is very amazing. I like that very much.
Very cool stuff. Stephen, talk to me. What did you think?
Yeah, man, it was very informative. You know, as one that doesn't know like anything
a whole
about
lot.
you know, it was very informative, man. I learned a lot, quite a few things. You know,
man. I mean, you know, I liked when he gave us the differences between umthandazi, isangoma, and inyanga. You know, these are some of the things that we need to know as individuals in society. Because there's a whole lot of misconceptions, misinformation, and miseducation when it comes to the space of you know, spirituality and all of those things. I mean, for instance, the conversation that I had with Pastor Chiriji last week, you know, very informative. You know, the things that they share and the knowledge that they have is information that is needed out there, and we should put more of it out there so that people can have the correct information and knowledge and education when it comes to all of these spaces. So we'd love to hear your thoughts and your opinions and everything else in between. I see some of you guys were coming on YouTube, like Afriberi mentioned. Teddy Ndotagazi Sibongile came through as well, saying, I'm proud of you, Chomiaka. You know, so we appreciate your engagement and keep giving more, man. Keep giving more of it. And then Dimakatso Munki on our YouTube comment section says, Halala Mkhulu Daniel, so proud of you, my son. So I see a whole lot of you guys appreciating, you know, Mkhulu Daniel's work, man. And this is a testament to who he is and the work that he does in and around our communities as someone who's involved in the space of, you know, bongaka and khutusa batho. You know, very, very cool and amazing stuff. This is what we do right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blinko Network, man. Always trying to bring you and give you all-encompassing, compelling, and of course, thought-provoking conversations that are aimed at both you and I, and of course, everyone else here in between. You know, gaining so much information, knowledge, and of course, information that we can go forth in our lives with the correct perceptions and perspectives and not be swayed in the wrong way.
Yes, don't get carried by the wind.
Yeah, man. So with that being said, we have approached, or we are slowly coming to the closure for today. But before we do that, guys, you remember a couple of days ago, I spoke about the giveaway, the ticket giveaway.
Yeah, man, the giveaway.
So we're still doing that.
Tell us more.
I don't know if you guys did it yesterday, if you guys spoke about it.
We did it. But tell the people that just tuned in a bit more about it.
Yeah, so with that being said, we know that laughter is the best medicine. So you can join the Vooka Comedy, #Vooka Comedy Club, and stand a chance to win. We're giving away double tickets to the upcoming Diluted Comedy Show. So this is how you can enter. You can firstly follow Vooka Breakfast Show at Vooka Breakfast Show and at Keketso Hutamo on Instagram. So you follow Vooka Breakfast Show and Keketso Hutamo on Instagram.
Yes, sir.
And then you also follow, or rather you comment on our pinned giveaway post on Facebook. So follow both the Vooka Breakfast Show and Keketso Hutamo on Instagram and Facebook. And then you comment on our pinned giveaway post. What's the funniest cultural misunderstanding you've experienced? Using the hashtag diluted laughs, hashtag diluted comedy, and of course the favorite one, hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. So you comment on our giveaway post answering the question, what's the funniest cultural misunderstanding that you have experienced? And the hashtags you use is hashtag diluted laughs, hashtag diluted comedy, and hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. And then of course on the third step that you can take is that tag 2 friends who could use a good laugh. Just two friends.
Only 2. That's
you
all
tag
it
them.
takes.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
nothing too hectic.
Yeah.
And then the last step is that you share the post to your story for an extra entry. Very, very cool stuff. This is the Diluted Comedy Festival. Or comedy show that will be taking place on the 28th of May 2025, which will be on a Wednesday at Enda Weni in Vosloorus, 1407 Mokgako Street, Basotung, Vosloorus. These places kill me, Basotung.
The names, man.
Yeah, man, the names of these places. And the people who will be on the lineup is, of course, Kweketso Hutamo, who was here last week Wednesday for Comedy Wednesdays. Uskumba Shop, the Big Banger, will also be on the lineup. And of course, To Me Stop Nonsense will also be getting on stage and sharing a laugh or two with everyone who will be out there. The ticket price for an early bird ticket is 150 Rands. And of course, you can pay 200 Rands when you are at the entrance if you don't have a ticket. So it really promises to be a great one. Get your tickets at Web Ticket if you want to purchase and get yourself and perhaps a friend a ticket. So it's going to be a good one, man. I'm sure people are going to have a good time.
People are going to have a blast.
Yeah, man. I wish I could go, man.
Hey,
just
bro,
that Vosloorus
tell me
is
about
slightly a bit far.
Where exactly is Vosloorus?
Vosloorus is in the East Rand.
Yeah, where is it?
Yeah.
Is it
Vosloorus is just here, man, after Paranyana, man.
Oh, wow.
It's like a 40-minute drive from here. So it's
okay.
nothing too hectic.
I like the way you describe it.
After Para, man. It's a stone. It's a stone throw away.
Oh, wait.
It's
Nah,
like,
cool.
It's here, man.
It's just here, man.
It's just that I Hobat and me, Chief, I don't have a car, man.
Hey, bro.
Maybe if things go my way, I could request to go that side because I have a couple of friends that side.
Okay.
And we can go to the show and
show.
have a laugh or two, man.
Yeah, bro.
You know, and see maybe if the comedians on that night will crack me up because like we mentioned a couple of days ago,
they have to tickle your funny bone.
I barely ever get a comedian who will floor me. Do you know?
So, if you happen to go there and then stop nonsense, let's come back. Then I give up.
Then
you can't give up. You know who
I
can make
give
him laugh.
up,
You know
then. I literally give up.
You know who can make him laugh?
Who?
Vooka Nation with the answers they're gonna give. I tell you.
With what? Or the experiences?
Yes.
Oh, okay,
Cultural
the
experiences
cultural
and differences.
misunderstandings.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah,
Man.
I think they will. They might.
I mean, I might giggle, maybe.
Nah, we're not looking for a giggle, bruv. We're looking for a full-on broken
flooring
laugh,
someone
bro.
takes quite a lot, or flooring me takes quite a lot.
It's
what makes Musi laugh? Cool.
Cool.
Oh,
I mean, yeah.
Now you get what I say.
That's
Sheesh, guys, you in Durban. I'm
Brooklyn
still in
Nine-Nine.
Joburg.
No. Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I forget the show, but I always remember the thing that he likes to do because of the show.
Okay.
So there's Jake Peralta is a character there. On on Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Okay.
On Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Yeah.
Nine.
So he has a thing, and I actually went and looked it up. It's okay, this thing, yeah. Cool, right? And it's a thing that started off camera. It's a thing that started on set, but off camera. And
somehow it made it in.
It made it into the show, and so everyone started saying it, even on camera. You know, so there'll be a scene where someone is saying something to Jake Peralta, right? And then he'll go, no, I see you, cool. You know, and I don't know, it gets me, man. It got the first time I heard it, it got to me, man. So I don't know if quickly we can show it, but I'll see. But yeah, things like that. They get me, man.
Man.
It doesn't floor me, but I do laugh.
Gets you.
It does get me, you know. So yeah, man, things of that sort. So Skumba has also made me laugh a couple of times. you know.
Did you giggle or did you laugh?
No, I laughed. I laughed.
He floored you
I
then.
laughed. To be stopped nonsense, I haven't really consumed him that much.
And then
Bad brews are funny brew also.
I mean,
eh?
I've heard.
Yeah, it's a funny brew, that one.
I've heard. I've seen a couple of things from him, of course, on social media and YouTube and stuff like that, you know. But it hasn't really. I haven't really consumed
a lot of. But he's quite funny, man.
Yeah.
He's quite funny, especially with the haircut. First things first, he gets you off appearance, bro. The haircut. He only has a patch of hair dyed here about the corner, bro.
Yes.
So obviously, not everyone does that well. He's the only one that does that I've seen. So obviously, appearance-wise, he catches you first. You're like, hey, man. What's going on there? What's going on there, bruv? And then he cracks a joke, and then from there it goes, it flows. You know?
Yeah. Oh man, I mean, I don't know if God willing, we can get that side on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Then hopefully, maybe the comedians will crack me.
We'll see.
I mean, there's a couple of what do you call this thing? A couple of comedians from overseas who have gotten me, man, before, you know, with their stand-ups and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's this
What's your
guy.
favorite comedian that got you?
My favorite comedian?
Yeah.
I don't think I have like a favorite.
Yeah.
But I have a few that I appreciate.
Yeah, okay.
I'm forgetting their names, but of course the normal ones, the famous ones that we know. Bernie Mac.
Oh man.
Bernie Mac with Kings of Comedy.
Wait. Bernie Mac is the black guy that's
the one that looks serious but is very funny, just
with
like
the
in
with
serious.
the German haircut. So nah. Yeah, I
Bernie
see him.
Mac.
I see him.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Cat's very enclosure very quickly. I don't know if you can see it there. It should have come through where this
Bernie
thing
Mac.
comes from. Yeah, Bernie Mac is a favorite of mine.
Yeah.
Steve Harvey as well, a couple of times.
Shout out to all the Stevens in the world, man. Eh?
Okay.
Shout out to every Steven in the world. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Yeah. So there it is. It should be appearing on our screens
On screen
right now. I don't know if we can get the volume.
You know, my favorite comedian is Theo Von, bro.
Theo Von,
yeah. Theo.
It's like his panic mode. It's like he's going into
love
a panic
it,
mode.
man. I love it.
It's not even a panic mode.
Ah, man, I love
it seems like he's thinking, trying to be sarcastic at the same
yeah,
time. But,
man. You know, so I mean, if you were to watch an episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine where one of them does this,
but it's crazy, man.
It gets to me,
It probably the way it got onto set was offset.
Yes, it was.
Offset people.
It was offset. It was on set, but off camera.
Off camera.
Yeah.
So maybe one of them started
doing it. Yeah.
And then
It
everybody's
caught
like,
fire
hey,
and
that's
it
fire.
ended up
That's fire.
On camera. So
Cool.
no doubt. Cool. Yeah, man, that got to me. So with that being said, we have come to the end of today's episode, and we hope that you enjoyed spending time with us.
Yep.
You know, and all the conversations that we had, and of course the engagement between Afriberry and Mkhulu Daniel. Very, very fascinating.
Very insightful.
Interesting that he's a singer for Mars, Mighty Oh Lord.
That's
singer,
your
choir.
group, yeah?
No, it's not my group, but I know the group. It's a Clip and Tap choir.
Okay.
But it's quite a famous Clip and Tap choir in Soweto. So I know them. I know the conductor. I know a few members in the choir.
Dope.
So cuckoo,
Dope.
You know. Very, very cool stuff. So with that being said, let you and I and the rest of the team see each other bright and early tomorrow on a Friday, the 23rd of May 2025. For God willing, we can have a great energy exchange and of course share our thoughts, our opinions and everything else in between using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. That's Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook and all other social media platforms. Comment, like, subscribe and do the things that are necessary to be done. The conversation needs not end yet. It can also continue using our WhatsApp number 060-493-3226. So that's 060-493-3226. So with that being said, from me, the one and only MOOCEE Mist. My name is Musi Mist, and I was so happy to have been in your company and in your presence.
Yo, bro.
And stay safe, stay hydrated, stay warm, and stay cautious on those roads because it's wet, it's slippery, it's cold, and we want to see you back again here Guys, talk to me.
And this is your boy AlexRD_47. Steven, with Steven, nothing is ever even, you know, man. Let's just keep positive vibes going on early this morning, you know. Hope you guys have a wonderful day going throughout, you know. Pray for everybody and let's, you know, share positivity, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yes, and for me, Afriberry, also known as Miss Berry Bays, but that berry, the sweeter than tun tun. Imnandi mamya mamam hlopilik tika tikimpod marloka famaname. Weta ikoma kahle. Ishong wanamane.
See you tomorrow morning, man.
Sayonara.